Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Sounds pretty good.
All right. A very pleasant good evening from Jesse Parker Field on the campus of Mountain View High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey for Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network on YouTube. An absolute glorious Arizona evening, a fall evening at that, as we begin play here in October. And it is rivalry week, the Battle of Brown Road, as the Mountain View Toros play host to the Red Mountain Lions. Mountain View coming in with a record of 3-4, and Red Mountain coming in with a record of 5-2. But most notably, both teams are tied at the top in the East Valley region, unbeaten at 2-0. So when you look at what is at stake in tonight's game, not only is a win continue to keep your efforts ascending towards the postseason, this game will go a long way in doing that. And tonight, if you can win this game, you'll be in the penthouse in the East Valley region, and that'll go a long way as well.
Yeah, this is a crucial game. Not only is it the Battle of Brown Road, a bitter rivalry between these two schools that dates way back. In fact, we were talking before the broadcast how some of this rivalry has possibly worn off with the newer generation coming around. They're not aware of a lot of the history between these two teams, but this game tonight is for the top seed in the section and bragging rights to go 3-0 and be in the driver's seat as the postseason approaches.
Our AIA officiating crew tonight, the referee this evening will be Zach Erdman. Our umpire is Jeff Gentry. The back judge is Nick DePonte. Our head linesman is Nick Waring, and the line judge is Chad Fulton. Red Mountain and Mountain View set to begin things momentarily here. Mountain View will kick off tonight's game, and back deep for Red Mountain. Their return team, it looks to be tonight Deontay Elliott wearing number 28 and Shaq Daniels wearing number 5 back deep for the Mountain Lions. Red Mountain coming off a 28-14 victory over Skyline last week, and it was an impressive victory at home for the Mountain Lions. And as we mentioned, they sit at 2-0 in the East Valley region. Set to kick off here for Mountain View is their place kicker, number 49. This is Brody Bernal, 5'7", $135, and the ball is teed up at the 40-yard line, and they attempted onside kick. And maybe Mike Peterson had the hands team right up there ready to go, because Garrett Strell was on the return team, and the ball was kicked, and it took a ricochet off somebody's leg, and Garrett Strell right there at the right place jumped on it, recovered the football, and Red Mountain's going to have great field position to start this football game off. Surprise, surprise, an onside kick by Mountain View to start this football game off.
Yeah, he put all of his instep into that kickoff there, and it ricocheted off of Garrett Strell, but he had the wherewithal to make sure and recover it. And Red Mountain in good field position here to start this first drive of the ball game.
I was on the field before the ball game, and they tried that very same thing. This is a end around to Zach Molina, and Molina is taken out right away by number 22. That is Alex Talamontes. Talamontes, a 5'8", 154-pound senior. He'll play outside linebacker, and boy, did he shoot the gap right there, a tackle for a loss. Well, they're going to give forward progress. They're going to give Molina at least a yard there, and I think they just jobbed Talamontes right there defensively, but Molina will take the yard.
Yeah, generous spot there for Red Mountain, but a great open field tackle there for Talamontes.
Starting at quarterback is the D-train, Darren Smith. Shotgun snap, throws outside, ball caught. Looks to be caught by Zach Molina. Molina, the second leading receiver on the football team, hauls in that reception. Good pass on the outside there by Darren Smith, but this one's going to come back, an illegal shift, the preliminary indication by our officiating crew and the referee, Zach Erdman. So that'll push him back at least 5 yards here. Let's sort this one out, JP.
Yeah, Darren Smith getting work right away here tonight for the Red Mountain Lions, going right to Zach Molina twice and trying to get something going offensively for the Mountain Lions. Penalty, unfortunately, there, but they're going to keep this drive going. Second and long upcoming here for Red Mountain.
So erase the 22nd reception of the year for Zach Molina. They'll be backed up. 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 14 from the Red Mountain 40-yard line. Low snap. Again, they go back out to the outside. This is caught by Molina once again. Molina does pick up reception number 22 this time, and this one is good for about, looks like about 7 yards there with a pretty generous spot there by this AIA officiating crew. Darren Smith right on target with that throw on the outside.
Yeah, great throw there from Darren Smith. Zach Molina lined up on the outside to begin the play, brought him in motion, brought him into the slot. He turned, ran a quick out route, and got exactly where he needed to be to pick up the first down for the Mountain Lions.
Francisco Saucedo gets the start at center while Costin Cooley continues to be on the man with that bad leg. Back to throw is Darren Smith. He has all kinds of time, and he throws a strike over the middle. That ball is caught by number 14, Jordan Wilson. I beg your pardon, Jared Wilson on the receiving end of that one. Another penalty marker thrown back in the area of holding, but Darren Smith had all kinds of time, and he had a great pocket around him, James, and delivered another on-time delivery, this time to Jared Wilson, but this one's coming back. That would have been a gain of about 15 yards, but they'll go the other direction with that now. Yeah,
so far, Red Mountain has cost themselves about 30 yards so far on this first drive in penalties. Another great pass protection play there for Red Mountain's offensive line. Darren Smith delivering the ball on time to Jared Wilson, but once again, the referees mark off the penalty, and Red Mountain is going backwards.
Jared Wilson, 6'1", 155, is a junior. The offensive line, we mentioned Saucedo is the center. The left tackle is Ben Bray. Charlie Hola is the left guard. Here we go. This is Molina in motion on a play fake. Smith wants to dial long, looking for a target, and it was Deontay Elliott down the middle of the field, but Ramses Rivera was also in the vicinity on the same route, and more communication offensively, some more challenges in the communication department. I don't believe that two guys were supposed to be there, but either way, Deontay Elliott had a chance at it and couldn't corral that one in. Good pass there by the D-Train. He is on target tonight.
Yeah, beautiful touch on that ball there from Darren Smith. Unfortunate that Red Mountain could not come up with that reception there. Two guys, obviously one of them ran the wrong route on that one, and it's going to cost them the drive here.
So here comes Connor Gardner, and awaiting back deep is Jeremiah Holland, one of the more talented players for Mountain View. Low snap, here comes the rush, and Gardner gets away with that left foot. And Holland thought about it, now he's going to let it go, and this is going to get the Red Mountain roll. So Connor Gardner is going to have a nice punt average after this one. It will go inside the 20-yard line. Another punt for Gardner inside the 20-yard line, and that's where Mountain View will set up shop offensively for the first time tonight with the ball on their own, we'll call it the 15-yard line, maybe the 16-yard line, but Connor Gardner put the leg into that one and got the nice roll.
Yeah, he's going to get probably about a net of 55, maybe even close to 60 on that one. And he's had a great leg for Red Mountain all season long, and he's been consistently putting their defense in good field position.
Brandon Nunez is the starting quarterback for the Mountain View Toros. Tall right-hander, likes to throw, and he'll throw it a lot tonight. First pass complete outside to number 8. Wyatt Hayes on the receiving end of that one. Hayes, a good-sized target at 6', 160. He's a junior. And Nunez completes a pass to the outside. Brandon Nunez, a big boy in his own right, 6'5", 210. He's a senior right-handed thrower at quarterback.
Yeah, Nunez stands very tall in the pocket, got a very quick release as well.
3 wide receiver package. This time they'll go to the ground for the first time tonight. They'll run it left, and taking the rock was number 5, John Crum. He's their leading ball carrier, and he runs right in to the middle of that defensive line for for Red Mountain.
That was number 80, Francis Coomey, on the stop there, along with a host of other Mountain Lion defenders. A nice nice play defensively for the Mountain Lions.
Indeed, number 80, Francis Coomey. This is Nunez to the air, outside pass complete at the 30-yard line and trying to turn it up the field, and he was grabbed and tackled right away by Isaac Thompson, making the reception that time for Mountain View. Number 89 on the receiving end of that one. First catch of the night for Ethan Davidson. Davidson, he too with some impressive size, James. 6'4", 205. He's a junior, and all these guys we were mentioning have all got the body type that you want to have to play tackle football.
Yeah, especially against these typically smaller defensive backs for Red Mountain.
They run at the ground, ball's on the loose, and Braden Jansen is right there to cover up the fumble. I don't know who got a hand in there. It might have been Jacob Griffin. He's got the length, and he's got that wingspan. I would suspect that Jacob Griffin got a hand on that one, but don't count out number 87, and Trey Smith also in the area of wreaking havoc. And Red Mountain's going to come away with a turnover here early on.
Yeah, great defensive play there again for Red Mountain. I believe it was Jake Griffin getting that arm in there. He was able to squeeze that play down. The tackle block down. He kept outside contained very well and able to corral the ball carrier, strip it loose, and Braden Jansen right there for the Red Mountain recovery.
How about Braden Jansen, the baby thumper, coming up and making a big-time recovery right there. Him and Isaac Thompson have a nose for the football. And Thompson had made the tackle on the previous play. So Darren Smith back to work, short field, play action pass. And Smith is going to be sacked on the play. He got decked. Penalty marker on the play. Number 42, Peyton Eastwood, comes in and tackles Darren Smith to the ground. And for Eastwood, 5'7", 155, but he played a lot bigger on that with a stick to the quarterback.
He did a nice play in the hole there. Darren Smith tried to step up in the pocket, elude the pressure, but number 42 for Mountain View, Peyton Eastwood right there to put the smackdown on the Red Mountain quarterback.
For Jansen, that was his second fumble recovery of the season. So after another penalty, a long conversation with head coach Mike Peterson, now we're going to get a timeout taken on the field. So Coach Pete would like some sort of explanation, or he at least wants to talk it over with his football team. So Red Mountain will be facing a 2nd and 13 when play resumes. Pretty good crowd here tonight, but James, it's easy to sell the weather tonight. This is just a gorgeous evening here in East Mesa.
Yeah, it's a beautiful night outside. Not much breeze, but the little breeze we have is a bit cool. It feels great outside, and it's finally starting to turn that corner and get into fall and really get into the football weather. I'd like to see a few more people out here tonight. The crowd's filled in pretty nicely as we approach kickoff, but being this is a rivalry game, you'd like to see a few more people out here supporting these kids.
The Toros at 3-4. We mentioned they're 2-0 in the East Valley region, coming off back-to-back wins over Mesa. They beat the Jackrabbits 21-17, and last week they just annihilated the Westwood Warriors 53-3. Manny Collier, the talented tailback for the Warriors, got knocked out in the second quarter with a likely concussion, so the Westwood ground game was slowed immediately with the defection of Manny Collier. All right, here we go. Back to work. 2nd and 13 from the 35-yard line of Mountain View. This is a high snap. This is the first running play of the game. They run it to Deontay Elliott, and Elliott got spun down and maintained his sense of balance. And depending on the spot, he still picked up some positive yardage right there, but he might have gotten jobbed on that. I see that agility and athleticism for Deontay Elliott. And just watching Alvin Kamara for the New Orleans Saints this past week, he has an unbelievable sense of balance. And his fingers are unbelievably strong, but just you saw a little bit of that technique and that work by Deontay Elliott to stay on his feet even though he was getting tackled to the ground.
Yeah, great job there by Deontay Elliott. Very elusive and an agile running back.
Smith, all kinds of time, fires over the middle. The ball's in and out of the hands of, I believe, we'll wait and see the number. It looked like Zach Molina had a chance to catch that one. And you might say the pass was off by, an eyebrow. That ball should have been caught by Zach Molina. And the drops continue to plague Red Mountain football.
Yeah, that free safety was coming hard over the middle there that time, Kevin. And Zemo might have heard a few footsteps on that grab.
Jeremiah Holland's one of those guys back there, free roaming on the defense, and he is one tough hombre. We talked about his prowess before the game as a wrestler, one of the top wrestlers in the state, Jeremiah Holland. Another punt by Gardner, and this one indeed takes another Red Mountain roll inside the 20 again, but this one inside the 5-yard line, spotted on the 3-yard line. And for the Toros on their second series of the night, they need to go 97 yards to get on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, how about that hang time from Connor Gardner? A very nicely punted ball there, able to get it up and hang it just short of the end zone, let it bounce a little bit where his guys are right there to recover it. Got another 40, maybe 45 yards net on that one. Nice job for Connor Gardner.
The 34.1 average for Connor Gardner, likely to go up after those last two punts. In fact, that's his 5th punt inside the 20-yard line. All right, look for Coach Ender's defense to dial up some blitzes here in this one. Nunez will be starting this drive from his own end zone on the 3-yard line. They run it up the middle, and taking that handoff and breaking a couple tackles going up the middle is John Crum. So John Crum got spun down and spun around a couple times, but he did break 2 tackles before he finally got tackled.
Yeah, nice inside run there for Crum, and a nice job as well for Red Mountain. Number 22, George Ramirez, coming up and making the stop for the Lions.
Nice tackle there by Double Deuces. Georgie Ramirez, more from him tonight for sure. Nunez outside again, pass complete, and turning it up the field for numbers was Wyatt Hayes. Wyatt Hayes' second catch of the night, and right now you can see Nunez working the outside here on the perimeter, and Red Mountain secondary, the corners are going to have to shore up defensively.
Yeah, Nunez' MO is to get the ball outside quickly. They did it last time on that play there from the opposite hash, able to get the ball to the far outside very quickly. They want to spread the field and try to make this Red Mountain defense cover a lot of ground.
Gain of 18 to Anderson, 1st and 10 Toros. They were starting this drive on the 3-yard line. Third play of the drive, they run it again up the middle, and right there in the middle there defensively for Red Mountain, looked like Braden Jansen was there, and Trey Smith also defensively for the Mountain Lions. The Toros bringing some tempo here under their quarterback Brandon Nunez. The Toros working left to right, wearing their all red here at home on this rivalry game. Nunez, again, pass complete at the 30-yard line, and throwing off the tackler is the wide receiver. They spin him around, and he finally goes down to the ground. Tanner Goodchild got him there along with Trey Smith, but making a tough catch and a big-time run after the play was Cash Money, Cash Clark. 6 foot, $170, makes his first catch of the night. It's a good one. It goes for a first down.
Well, they got some big targets out there for Brandon Nunez out here. Another nice reception on the outside that time. 6, Isaac Thompson for Red Mountain came up and tried to make the stop in open space, but quickly shedding that tackle was Cash Clark, and he was off to the races for a Mountain View first down.
Gain of 13 to Clark. They go on a play fake and a quick one, skinny post over the middle of the field. Making the catch was the tight end. We'll call him the wide receiver, Ethan Davidson. And Davidson makes his second reception of the game. This one goes for 10 yards, another first down for the Toros. They started this drive on the 3-yard line, and they have 3 consecutive first downs. And they're doing it through the air game. Brandon Nunez red hot here in this first quarter. And he uses the hard count here to try to slow down this aggressive rush by Red Mountain. And the Toros, they can definitely pass the football. You have to respect their pass game.
Yeah, they are passing the ball with great efficiency so far. Very quick release, as I mentioned earlier, from Brandon Nunez. He's got a very quick drop back and gets rid of the football in a hurry. That Red Mountain defense is trying to come after him in a hurry, but they got to hold their water, watch that football, and no one moves until that ball does.
Red Mountain wearing their all-white uniforms. 4 down linemen here. Shaq Daniels will take on the wide receiver to the boundary, and there's a run play to the left side. And coming up there to make the tackle was Anthony Giraldi. Giraldi from that Mike backer spot came in there and knocked down the ball carrier. That time it was John Crum. Crum, the leading rusher on this football team. For Nunez, 1,433 yards passing to go along with 15 touchdowns. He does have 11 interceptions. Those 11 picks are near the top of the 6A conference. Red Mountain coming after the quarterback on a double move. Pump fake for Nunez. Looking near sideline, and the ball is going to be caught. Is it inbounds? They're going to say it is inbounds. Another money play by Cash Clark. So number 10, back-to-back huge plays for the Mountain View Toros.
What a great job that time. Cash Clark walling off the defender on the near sideline, and another brilliant pass from Brandon Nunez of the Mountain View Toros right on target for another Toro first down. They are moving the chains. They started this one at their own 3-yard line, Kevin.
Put some loft on that one. 22-yard catch for the Toros against Shaq Daniels on that particular play. They run it right up the gut, and Red Mountain's defense is right there to answer the challenge. That was Jeremiah Holland getting the tote that time, and Isaac Thompson, Jake Griffin, among others, right there in the vicinity to play defense for Red Mountain, as the Mountain Lions are on their heels just a little bit here on this drive, JP.
Yeah, the Mountain Lions are going to have to keep swarming that football, but they're going to have to play smart and not pursue the play, as there's a lot of misdirection going on right now for Mountain View.
Ball spotted on the Red Mountain 23-yard line. Trips to the near side for Nunez. Nunez will set up a pass on the flat to the tailback, and the tailback will go absolutely nowhere. John Crum wrapped up Francis Kumi there along with Isaac Thompson. And Isaac Thompson made the stick, and Francis Kumi there to pick things up just a little bit. So nice play there by Isaac Thompson. Stay hot, young man. The it factor playing well here early on. He did get juked down here. You don't see that happen very often. So Nunez, again, with a 3rd and 7 for the Mountain line, 21-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Again, another hard count there, and Kumi just about jumped, and now they're going to get him for it. So Kumi jumps on the far side from that defensive end position. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Let's double-check that. It could have been Randall, but I think it is number 80, Francis Kumi. Now Kumi will give way here for Hiram Boren. When Boren comes in, you know that's going to be some sort of a nickel or a dime defense, and look for Boren to go take advantage of a matchup there defensively. So Crum will stay in the ball game. He's flanked right to Brandon Nunez. Quick snap. They go to Ethan Davidson. He makes the catch inside the near hash, and he'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards, and they're converging is that Red Mountain defense. And once again, coming away from that pile, there was Isaac Thompson.
Yeah, he's in on a number of defensive plays for Red Mountain, doing a great job in pursuit, coming from the opposite side of the field that time to be in on the play. Always around the football, number 6, Isaac Thompson. But once again, Mountain View, another first down.
They needed 4. They got 5. 1st and 10, Toros. Play fake, misdirection. This is Jeremiah Holland. Gets to that second level, stays on his feet, and he's going to be grabbed down from behind by Red Mountain's Isaac Thompson. And also in on that play was Francis Comey.
Wow. Once again, Isaac Thompson in pursuit there. Got a nose for the football. He's able to snuff it out, get past his blocker, and do a nice job on the stop there for the Mountain Lions. They got to stiffen up here, though.
Isaac Thompson approaching 50 tackles. Second down on the 3-yard. Check that. 2nd and 3 from the 6. They go to Holland. Starts right, cuts it back inside, and he's close to the goal line. Nice, powerful run there by Jeremiah Holland.
Yeah, Holland lost his footing there as he approached the line of scrimmage, or he might have plunged that one in for 6.
Scott Bogle up front. Ethan Coulter, Jeremiah Catt, Brett Sojovi, all the offensive linemen for the Toros getting it done on this drive. Trying to cap off a 97-yard drive. Quick snap. They run up the middle to Crum, and Crum is going to get into the end zone. Second effort for John Crum, and he scores a touchdown, his 2nd of the year, and the Toros strike first in this one here in the Battle of Brown Road. They lead it 6-0.
Yeah, nice carry there. Up the 2 hole for number 5, John Crum, and paving the way that time, number 77, Aaron Pico, from his left guard position, paving the way and opening up the hole there for the Toros touchdown.
So Mountain View strikes first in this one. Low snap, good hold, and the kick is good. Drilling that extra point was Randy Contreras, and the holder on that play for Mountain View was number 6, Brandon Nieto. Nieto, 5'11", 161. He's also their backup quarterback. A 97-yard scoring drive for the Mountain View Toros, and they draw first blood here tonight. They lead it 7-0 at the 2:32 mark of this opening quarter.
Yeah, nothing short of impressive on that drive there from Mountain View. They were able to run the football. They were able to throw it. Quick passes to the outside from Brandon Nunez, and all of them on target and right on time, and a beautiful, well-executed drive there for the Mountain View Toros.
So the Toros lead it here, 2:32 to go, opening quarter. Kevin Derryberry with James Poovey on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network. This will be Contreras to line things up on the far hash at the 40-yard line, number 99, Randy Contreras. And speaking of number 99, our number 99 for Red Mountain, Carter Wheat, has not suited up tonight. He'll be out, and hopefully get Carter Wheat back in a couple weeks. Short kick, fumbled there by Daniels, and there is a loose ball on the field. So the short kick drops just past the 20-yard line, and Daniels was the first one to have a chance at it. I think he recovered his own fumble.
He did. Very lucky to get that was Shaq Daniels. Thought he had it for a minute there, tried to make a football move, but came up empty, was able to get on that one very quickly. Luckily for the Mountain Lions, so they can retain possession here.
Hopefully the Mountain Lions can discover some value of the football.
That would be good.
Catching it and throwing it. Elliott bounce it to the outside. Whoa, with some speed to the 20, up the sideline to the 25-yard line, and he got drilled about 5 yards out of bounds. And that is a very, very late tackle. In fact, Deontay Elliott lost his helmet on the play. And let's keep an eye on him. I'm not sure if he knows what area code he's in right now. He got belted.
Yeah, that was I hate to see that, Kevin. Running with a great head of steam, Deontay Elliott. He got to the corner. He accelerated, got out of bounds, very clearly out of bounds. A definite late hit there, and they ended up knocking out one of their coaches, did Mountain View as well.
The tackler shot out of a cannon. I mean, he torpedoed Deontay Elliott on this near sideline. In fact, Deontay, a little shaken up. Be careful with the franchise over there coming in to this football game with some soreness with those lower legs, but he had a challenging practice trying to, again, really shake off the rust.
Coaching staff for Red Mountain can't be too happy about that there. But we'll hope that Deontay Elliott is able to shake off those cobwebs and get back in this football game here very shortly.
I think it was Mikey Mildor, the guy that took a shot at him. So 15 yards tacked onto the big run by Deontay Elliott. That was an impressive run. They go to the ground. This is Georgie Ramirez. And Ramirez starts right up the middle. And he'll just carve out about a 6-yard run right there with some speed. And you talk about footwork. Georgie Ramirez has some unbelievable footwork.
He does indeed, and a great amount of patience as well, able to let the play develop in front of him, let the offensive linemen get their blocks, try to move their guys up to the second level, find the hole, and hit it hard.
Ramirez tied for the team lead with Jarquell Garner with 5 touchdowns. He now has 200 yards rushing, does Georgie Ramirez on his 39th carry of the year. That one's good for 5. 2nd and 5 from the Mountain View 47. They run it left, and this time the ball carrier was Georgie Ramirez. So back-to-back carries for Ramirez. This time he picks up 6 yards to the near side. Not before number 22, Alex Talamates, came over to make the tackle. But Georgie Ramirez, 2 carries, 11 yards, and a first down for the Mountain Lions. They move the chains.
That was a very impressive run there for Georgie Ramirez. As you saw, he got to the corner there, and he delivered the blow on the defender coming up, secured the football, and delivered a shot. What a beautiful job running the football there for Georgie Ramirez.
Alexander Randall is the fullback on this run. They run it right. This is Georgie Ramirez, and Ramirez lowers the pads and breaks 1 tackle, gets that second level, and he'll pick up another 5 yards. So Georgie Ramirez starting to pick up a head of steam here, and that right side of the line for Red Mountain also doing a job. Carson Foster, the right guard, gets the start tonight, and the big fella, Jasper Parks, over there. Of course, Jasper Parks got an offer this week from Culver City Stockton. So congratulations to that big fella. 6'6", 315.
He is quite a football player.
4-yard run for Ramirez. They go right back to Ramirez. Starts inside, bounces it outside, and this is Elliott. He's loose to the 30, 20, down the sideline, steps back inside, and he's going to be tackled on the 10-yard line. Deontay Elliott back on the field, and you can see a difference with that cutting action down low. This young man has some giddy up to outside and then the burst of speed.
Yeah, he has great acceleration. Once he's at that corner, it's tough to catch him, and he is going to deliver a blow. Rest assured, after that late shot on the sideline, he is ready to go.
Longest run of the night for Red Mountain, Deontay Elliott. 20-plus on that one. Elliott remains in the ball game. 2 wide receivers to the near side. It's Randall is the fullback. They turn. The give is to Elliott, and Elliott goes right up the middle, and they're going to knock him down there after a yard, maybe a 2-yard lunge. Down low is 58 once again. And we have to find out who was the torpedo that knocked Elliott out on the sideline here. Looked like Mikey Mildor once again making that tackle. Quarter number 1 in the books. James, first 12 done. And Mountain View leads it 7-0 here.
Yeah, impressive showing for the Toros so far. Red Mountain driving the football here. A nice job. Nice to see Deontay Elliott back in the football game after that shot on the sideline. And he's going to use his speed and elusivity to get outside once again, and he's going to bust one open here for Red Mountain very shortly.
We'll step aside for a short break. Second quarter action coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain football on the Mountain Lion Broadcast Network.
Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
Back with you from Jesse Parker Field on the campus of Mountain View High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. Knocking on the door inside the red zone for the first time tonight on the mountain lines. A play fake for Darren Smith. Has all kinds of time. Throws near side. Ball is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. They're going to say he's out of bounds. Tough break right there. It looked like Zach Molina had hauled in his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the head linesman says, no, he's out of bounds. If there was replay, I'd go to the replay because it looked like he did a little toe tap right there, dotted the I's, and that was a nice throw there again by Darren Smith.
Yeah, beautiful job delivering that football right on time, and it sure did look like Zach Molina pulled that one in, got his toes down, and good enough for a touchdown. But once again, incomplete pass is the rule on the field, and that will bring up a 3rd down here for Red Mountain.
3rd and 9 from the 12-yard line of Mountain View. Red Mountain can get a 1st down. Smith back to throw under a heavy blitz, ducks the pressure, throws over the middle of the field. That ball's caught, and diving into the end zone is Zach Molina. They give him the touchdown. They're going to spot him short on the 1-yard line. Well, that's a gain of 11 yards. Darren Smith to old reliable Zach Molina. So Molina's having himself a ball game here early on. Hold that one in traffic, and they're going to spot it at the 2. So give him an 11-yard pass reception for Zach Molina. And now Red Mountain is set up with a 1st and goal to go from the Toro 2-yard line.
Yeah, nice job hauling that one in there for Zach Molina, but even better job for Darren Smith. He was under heavy pressure that time, had a free runner coming from the outside, able to step up in the pocket and find Zach Molina.
Full house backfield, under center it's Smith. Give it to Elliott, and Elliott's going to run right over left tackle, and he's going to score his 3rd touchdown of this season for the Mountain Lions. That's Deontay Elliott's 4th touchdown in 3 games as a member of the Mountain Lions. This one a 2-yard plunge over left tackle, and the Mountain Lions are a 1-point conversion attempt from Connor Gardner away from tying this contest up here at 7-7, 11:20 to go, 2nd quarter.
Yeah, speaking of left tackle, Jacob Griffin did a great job on that play, sealing off the edge and allowing Deontay Elliott to get around the corner, hit the gas, and punch it in for the touchdown.
Garrett Strail, the holder, the good snap, a good hold. Off a very impressive Toro rush, and Connor Gardner buries it right down the middle. 11:20 to go in this 2nd quarter on rivalry week. The Red Mountain Mountain Lions 7, the Mountain View Toros 7. And that's how you answer a 97-yard scoring drive. You come back with a drive of your own.
Yeah, a very quick drive indeed, and a great job scoring the football there for Red Mountain. Tied this one up here just inside the 2nd quarter. And we're off and running with this battle of Brown Road. Should be a good one.
It's good to see Deontay Elliott back on the football field. Absolutely, he was torpedoed on this near sideline. And there wasn't a lot to do about that. Just a 15-yard penalty, that was it. But, boy, that was some roughhousing right there.
That was roughhousing to a T, and he was blasted on the near sideline over here. But helmet flew off and everything, but great to see him back in the football game after just a couple plays on the sideline.
When you lose your hat in a football play, you know that you were involved in a collision. So Jeremiah Holland back deep. Next to him is his counterpart, John Crum. And those two provide some speed and some athleticism out of the return game, both standing on the 5-yard line. Gardner swings that right leg through it, and he drills this one, end-over-end kick, and it goes right over the head of Jeremiah Holland into the end zone. You don't get that each kick, but you get that 6 out of 8, and you'll take the 6 out of 8 from Connor Gardner. It's just an outstanding performance for him week in and week out in that kicking game.
That is huge. That is a big part of the game in special teams, and kicking your defense into good position. You can't help but love that if you're the Red Mountain coaching staff. And once again, Connor Gardner with a huge leg for Red Mountain and gets his defense set up in prime position.
Kumi, Griffin, Randall, Trey Smith, all up front. Jesus Vasquez starts at cornerback on the near side. Opposite him is Shaq Daniels. He'll play the boundary cornerback. Your safeties, Evan Almta and Georgie Ramirez. High flying, fast-moving first quarter. We're in the second quarter here, 7-7 ties. Nunez again, back to throw on a play fake, going over the middle, throws a pretty ball, and the ball is going to be incomplete. Stride for stride with the coverage was Shaq Daniels, and he was defending number 10, Cash Clark. And that was a good football play right there. Great defense.
Yeah, great defense there by Shaq Daniels, and able to keep control of his hands. Was tempted there for a second to reach up and try to fight for that one, but he knew he probably would have drawn a call. Very heady play there to let that one go incomplete and live to play another down.
Otoro's now working right to left. It'll be Nunez with a 3 wide receiver package to the far side, 1 wide receiver to the near side. This is Nunez looking to the near side on a post, and the ball is incomplete. Vasquez there to contend the pass to Wyatt Hayes. And they have to credit the pass rush for that front 4 for the Mountain Lions. They came in a hurry.
Yeah, pressure off the edge that time from Red Mountain. Forced the errant throw there from the quarterback and a little bit behind the receiver. And a great defensive position there for number 20, Jesus Vasquez for Red Mountain.
Wyatt Hayes on the near side once again. No safety help for him. They can go one-on-one this way if they want to do that. Nunez looks to the far side of the field. They set up a wide receiver screen. The ball's caught, making a move in the middle of the field is number 10 once again, and that is Cash Clark, and he is money once again. That time turning up the field on a wide receiver screen. He just ripped off 11 yards after the reception, James, and the Toros, with another first down, will move the chains.
Yeah, credit to Brandon Nunez on that one. A full onslaught blitz that time from Red Mountain. They had about 4 free runners coming at Nunez, able to get the ball inside on a screen. And sad to see Evan Almta limping off the field. He took a shot, might have got leg whipped at the end of that play there.
And I believe that's why Red Mountain took a timeout for the injury to Evan Almta. Maybe that was an official's timeout. We'll check on that. But last week about this time in the second quarter, Carter Wheat was writhing in pain on the ground, and he took a shot, had an apparent stinger, and suffered a knee injury as well on that play. So number 99, just as he was getting his game going, he had 3 catches for 48 yards on that drive, and he was really starting to do some things on this offense. It's a shame that the timing has set him back.
Yeah, last week against Skyline, he was coming out, and then the week before he had an outstanding game at Red Mountain High School. Very sad to see Carter Wheat go down with the injury, but we'll be praying for him. He makes a speedy recovery and gets back on the field here for the Mountain Lions. This game very physical tonight. A lot of big shots, big hits, and typical for a rivalry football game.
Pretty solid crowd tonight. Both contingents here. Wouldn't say it's completely packed, but the representation on both sides is fairly strong. So on a 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line, this is Brandon Nunez with Crum flank to his left on a 4 wide receiver set. They give it to Crum right up the middle, and he'll jump right over the first line of attackers to get to that second level. And then Anthony Giraldi and friends were right there defensively, along with the big fella, Trey Smith. Trey Smith just in his 3rd week playing football for the Mountain Lions. Had played before, was out with some injuries, didn't play a lot of football, took a year off, and then came in about 3 weeks ago and said, hey, do you guys need any help? And Trey Smith has been a godsend. And a quick snap there by Brandon Nunez. And on that play, an infraction occurred. That's a 5-yard penalty, perhaps assessed to the Toros for a procedure violation.
Yeah, Trey Smith has been doing a great job for Red Mountain. He is a physical presence out there as well. Don't have the stat line on him, but he looks every bit of about 6'2", and about maybe 210, 215, somewhere in there.
He could very well be. I'll give him 6'1", 225.
That'll work. That'll work.
Just to play devil's advocate here on TV. So after the 5-yard march off the other way, 2nd and 11 for their own 31-yard line, the Toros. And Red Mountain does a little stemming on the defensive line. Now there's another penalty marker thrown on the field. The head linesman races in with a call here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. He's pointing towards Red Mountain. All they did was stem and shift to the right side. And I think it's going to go against Mountain View. That's what I had to guess. Just when you see 77, you see Aaron Pico put his hands on his head. And that's always an indicator that he would disagree with the call here.
Just slightly, right?
And guess what? They're going to go the other way.
Well, there you have it.
So they'll get the 5 right back. What they could do is they could do the old pick it up bit right? They could pick it up, and now they're going to move it all the way up to the 47-yard line.
Wow.
I'll call it the 46, but and Mountain View is going to come away with a first down out of that. So I didn't see the call. Did you see the actual call?
I did not.
1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Brandon Nunez has Crum to his right on a play fake. They run on the end around. Going to Cash Clark. Clark into the open field to the 40. Foot race to the 30. To the 20, makes a move, and he's going to be tackled by Zach Molina. That's a touchdown saving tackle on the 13-yard line. And on that fly sweep, Cash Clark turns up the field, and he shows you that he's got breakaway speed.
Yeah, the offensive line for Mountain View did a great job sealing off the edge on that fly sweep there to Cash Clark. He was able to get to the corner and head right up the football field. A nice open field tackle there before the end zone for Zach Molina. Otherwise, that's 6 points for the Toros.
42-yard gain. Nunez on a play fake. He's going to run it. A zone read. Nunez gets to the corner, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds on the near sideline. Great second effort there by Shaq Daniels and Francis Coomey. Credit Coomey with the actual force out on that play, but Shaq Daniels slowed him down a bit. Zach, all that happened in about 30 seconds on a quick tempo. Zach Molina hadn't even got back to the huddle yet before Brandon Nunez was about ready to snap the football again.
Yeah, it was a great job playing defense in the flat out there for Red Mountain, able to use each other's ability and use that sideline as the third defender to make Brandon Nunez go out of bounds.
Nunez looking for a call from head coach Mike Fell, and Mike Fell will just walk out to the field and take a timeout. So at the 9:29 mark of the second quarter here, James, locked up in a 7-7 tie. We talked about just how gorgeous it is out here. The weather is starting to change just a little bit, and it's getting closer to football weather. Boy, it was a long, warm August, wasn't it?
Oh,
and September,
goodness,
for that matter.
So warm, so warm. Most of these venues, very warm. Luckily, we're not in the sunlight tonight or facing the west during the sunset, but it has cooled off quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, and we are very excited about that.
Another game that we'll keep an eye on tonight out at Skyline High School. Dobson and Skyline will do battle here, and Skyline reeling right now after the last week's 28-14 defeat. And, well, anytime anybody has Dobson on the schedule, they seem to kind of get well, don't they?
Yeah, get well quick, right?
Eddie McClendon had 8 touchdowns last week for the Mesa Jackrabbits and Cap Sikahema. Of course, those two guys are going to be featured on Kevin McCabe's show on KTAR tomorrow. You score 8 touchdowns against Dobson, you get featured on the program. Nunez to the right side, lobbing one in the end zone, looking for Davidson, and it's incomplete. Penalty marker down, thrown in the end zone. Davidson, a pretty good target. He is definitely a red zone threat. Defending him was Jesus Vasquez. And walking back to the huddle there is Zach Molina and Georgie Ramirez, but Nunez lofted that one up there, and Davidson had a chance at that one.
Yeah, he did, through the fade route to the corner of the end zone there. A nice ball by Nunez. Good defensive position there for Red Mountain. I did not see a defensive penalty. Looks like they're going to mark that one off on Mountain View and back them up to about the 24-yard line.
Davidson, the third leading receiver on this club, second in yardage with 3:56 before the game started. He has the most touchdown receptions on this team with 5. And you could see why. He's got that body. 6'4", 205, long, lean, and mean. And you can see why Nunez has been able to connect with him. He's just an athletic body. So let's be 2nd and 22 from the Red Mountain 24-yard line. They set up a screen to Davidson, makes the catch at the 25-yard line, turns up the field of the 20 inside of the 15, and he's going to be tackled there. Running him out of bounds was the boundary corner, Shaq Daniels. And I'll tell you what, Shaq Daniels is taking some shots tonight. And he looks like he's been in a car accident here, and we've got 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, there's a long road to hoe here still from Mountain View High School. And Shaq Daniels coming up to try to make a number of plays for the Red Mountain defense, but he's taking a wallop on that one.
Wyatt Hayes lines up to the near side. Cash Clark, the money man, lines up to the far side. It'll be Vasquez on him. Look for Nunez to go towards Clark here on this play. Nunez back to throw. Double move, looking for Clark. Corner of the end zone. The ball is going to be caught for the touchdown. Cash Clark on the receiving end of that one from Brandon Nunez. For Nunez, his 16th touchdown of the season. And for Cash Clark, he picks up his 4th. And you could see that one from up here. That was going to happen.
Yeah, beautiful fade route that time. Cash Clark not going to miss that one. Had the great amount of patience, wait on the football, and Nunez dropped the dime in there for the touchdown.
Pretty pass, great accuracy, and the touch, dropping it in the breadbasket. And really credit Clark with hauling that one in because Vasquez was draped all over him. I'm not sure if you could provide better coverage than that for Vasquez, but he did have a little bit of the edge there on the far pylon.
Yeah, he had about a half a step on Jesus Vasquez, but as you mentioned, Vasquez with great defensive position there. Not much you can do, just threw the ball over the top of his head, and Clark able to elevate and go get it.
With the Randy Contreras 1-point conversion attempt, our score is now 14-7. Toros at the 8:36 mark of this second quarter, and back-to-back, that's 3 consecutive scoring drives for both teams here. Are we entering into a shootout, perhaps?
We could be. 14-7, 8:36 remaining in the second quarter, and these teams just keep answering the bell each time one responds. The other responds right back, and that's what you want to see, a back-and-forth football game, and we're in for a dandy here.
Speaking of answering the bell, what's going on in Los Angeles? Bottom of the 4th from Chavez Ravine, Game 2 of the National League Division Series. The Dodgers lead it 2-0 over Atlanta. For all of your Dodger information, we'll keep you locked in right here on Red Mountain Football Network for that.
Now, are you DVRing now? Are you going to go and watch that and pick that apart, or what goes on there?
Way too superstitious. You leave well enough alone. I'm 0-9 on recorded games this season.
Ooh.
Will not do it. Will not do it. All right, this is the place kicker, number 49. This is Brody Bernal. Pooches one to the far side. Better go get that football. Ball's loose and down on the ground. We're ready to recover that one, and covering that one up was, I want to say, Major Kelly, number 48.
I believe it was Major Kelly, 48.
You'll see Kelly on some tight end packages tonight as well.
Okay.
And also Michael Pearson, number 46. He gets the start at tight end. So Darren Smith back onto the field here. Nope. I'll double check that. That might be Garrett Strill. Didn't quite get a chance to see that. It is Smith. They pitch it to, I believe, Elliott. And there he goes. 50, 40, foot race, angles across, 30, 20, ahead, 10, 5, touchdown, Deontay Elliott. 73-yard house call, Pater pops, touchdown, Mountain Lions.
4 broken tackles on that one, Kevin. Deontay Elliott trying to run the ball off tackle. He was accosted right away at the line of scrimmage, but he refused to go down, kept those legs churning, and once he got to the open field, there was nothing but green grass in front of him, and he was off to the races.
Deontay Elliott, what a playmaker. His 2nd touchdown of the night, his 5th in the last 3 games. Welcome to the football program, Deontay Elliott.
What a great run that time. Deontay Elliott, very productive so far for the Mountain Lions since he came in during Game 6 of this season, and they are very pleased to have him on the ball club.
With the Garrett Strail hold, the 1-point conversion attempt by Connor Gardner is right down the middle, and you talk about quick strike, and you talk about shootouts. Here we go, James. On one play, Deontay Elliott makes a 73-yard house call, and the Mountain Lions are now locked up at 14 apiece here in this Battle of Brown Road.
Well, this is the time that we really wish we had replay up here in the booth, because that was an outstanding effort there from Deontay Elliott. He did not stop. He refused to go down, breaking tackles all the way, and the defense for Mountain View thought they had him, but he was gone.
You look at Elliott's stature, and he's just built so low to the ground. He's stocky with that breakaway speed, 5'10", 180. And as I mentioned, he runs so low to the ground. Those legs are so powerful. Picking them up, putting them down, churning the legs. You use the vernacular that you want to use. He is just one tough physical runner with lightning speed.
Yeah, he is. He's very quick. He reminds me a lot of Adrian Peterson, the way he runs. He's got a great head of steam, and he's not afraid to deliver a blow as well.
I know we've talked about L2 and what he does, and I think you've used Barry Sanders before, but this run by Deontay Elliott has a lot more power. This is Jeremiah Hall to the near side, changes the football position, still on his feet at midfield, out across the 45-yard line, and now he's tackled at the 40-yard line of the Mountain View Toros. Have a big return there by Jeremiah Holland, and for Red Mountain, they got a D up right here. Another short field here for Mountain View.
Yes, they do. That was an excellent return there for Mountain View, and they're going to start with great field position here. The defense for Red Mountain has to stiffen. They need to get that football back and go ahead with a score instead of tying it up.
Jeremiah Hall with a 50-plus yard return. Call it 58 yards. Nunez to the air again. Clark outside, and Clark's going to be ganged up on the far sideline. First one to get there was Isaac Thompson, and Trey Smith also there to secure the deal and bottle up the outstanding talent, Cash Clark.
This just in, you might want to know where Cash Clark is lined up on every play because he is the go-to right now.
I remember when Terrell Owens caught 19 passes against the Bears at Candlestick Park one time, and you're thinking, hey, you might want to put a hat on 81. So Cash Clark lines up to the far sideline. He's had himself a ball game here tonight. 14-14 tie, Mountain View and Red Mountain. Quite a ball game here early on. This is Nunez on a zone read, trying to get to the outside to the 40. Turns the corner at the 30, and he'll leap out of bounds as Jesus Vasquez was on the pursuit. But for Brandon Nunez, that'll be a 12-yard run for him. And it looks like he's got a first down, but nope, there's another penalty right in the middle of the T on the logo here. And that's a holding call against Mountain View, and that'll negate a 12-yard quarterback run by Brandon Nunez.
Wow, that was a great job scrambling that time. Trey Smith trying to provide edge pressure there for Red Mountain. Unfortunately, he over-pursued that play a little bit, and by the time he was able to get outside, it was too late. Nunez had already reached the corner and was off to the races, but all for naught. It comes back for a holding, and the defense for Red Mountain came away with a break there.
After the penalty, yardage is marked off 2nd and 16 from the 49-yard line. On a play fake, Nunez sets up a screen to Cash Clark, makes a move at the 45-yard line, spins out of a tackle, up the sideline at the 50, to the 40, and he's bumped off the play by Braden Jansen. My goodness, this pace is feverish. Braden Jansen coming back to make the tackle on that one, and Cash Clark, once again, money, making some moves, and he is making Red Mountain tacklers miss.
Yes, he is. Anthony Giraldi came up and had him dead to rights, but unfortunately unable to wrap up Cash Clark. He kept those legs churning and finally brought him down by the Red Mountain defense, but not before a sizable gain for the Toros.
3rd and 6 from the 38-yard line on play fake. Nunez over the middle of the field, caught by Davidson again, and it's going to be stood up around the 25-yard line, but he continues to drive forward. He'll have the first down, and he was tumbled over there as Giraldi finished the deal, knocking down that last pin, but Braden Jansen also there to hold him up.
Yeah, Red Mountain's going to have to wrap up, do a better job of that. No popping and stopping back there on the back end. They got to drive those legs and finish the tackle.
Gain of 12 up the middle. Crump. This is a very fast tempo offense here by the Mountain View Toros. And Coach Enders has his work cut out for him here because he doesn't even have a chance to make any substitutions right now.
Yeah, it's run and gun right now. They're trying to get this Red Mountain defense on their heels. Starting to see a few hands on hips so far. And Red Mountain's going to have to keep coming after it. They got to play discipline, though. They cannot overrun the play and provide extra running lanes for that Toros offense.
Clock stopped at 6:19 to go. Penalty marker on the far side. The linesman will go pick it up. Let's see what the call is. Too many men in the huddle?
I can't tell, Kevin.
This is the
I'm
call
still
right
trying
here.
to figure it out.
This is the call up here.
Yeah.
That's what he went. Two taps on the dome. So that is a illegal participation was the call by the public address announcer.
That's 12 men.
First.
I've never heard it called that before.
And 10 from the 11. Nunez to the air, near side, complete, and taking it in and getting belted and fumbling the football. Braden Jansen forced the fumble, and Red Mountain's going to come away with a rock. I believe Isaac Thompson recovered the ball. We'll double check that. Making the catch on the near sideline was Wyatt Hayes, and he got absolutely hammered at the goal line by the baby thumper. How about thump, thump, thump number 9?
Braden Jansen. That's how you don't quit on a play. You fight, you go all the way to the end zone, and you stick the guy right before he puts it over. He coughs it up, and Red Mountain comes away with a huge turnover. They're going to take it the other way from their own 20 here. Great job.
James, that's some BS that I'll take. Usually I don't want any BS, but I'll take that BS. Ball separation from Braden Jansen.
That's exactly
thump, Niner.
Exactly what your coach would do. Separate the ball carrier from the ball, and that's exactly what he did on that play.
Wyatt Hayes meet Braden Jansen. 1st and 10 from the 20 on a play fake. It's Darren Smith looking for the home run ball. Going deep. Winds up. He's got Molina, and he overshoots him. Molina had a step on the defender. He was working on Brandon Nieto, and that time Molina just missed making another big-time play. He had his longest reception of his high school career last week, James, on that 82-yard touchdown pass from Darren Smith.
Yeah, Zach Molina had both those defenders beat that time, but a little bit too much air underneath that one from Darren Smith. He had great pass protection up front. He was able to set his feet, but just a little bit too much under that one.
I actually go the other way. I think he needed just a fuzz on the loft side. That ball he's got a hose. So it'll be Elliott, the lone setback. There's Randall in motion. They turn, they give to Deontay. Starts in, still on his feet. And it darts right back up the middle. You have no containment for Deontay Elliott. He is so low to the ground, and the way he uses that hand to feel his way behind those linemen, I really do think the comp on him, maybe not with the Thunder, but it's Barry. It's Barry-esque.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's got that body lean too, Kevin. He's always going forward. He's always looking for the hole and always keeps those legs churning.
Give him 6 on that carry. Once again, over the century mark, Deontay Elliott. 2 touchdowns on this one. It's 14-14. The turn to give to Deontay. Cuts it back up the middle, and he squirts through the defense again. Still on his feet, breaking tackles, and he's on the 40-yard line. Deontay Elliott, no quit in that young man's motor. Wow, ripped off another big run. A gain of 13 yards for Deontay Elliott, and the Mountain Lions get to move the sticks again.
Power football that time, Kevin. Under center was Darren Smith. They blocked down, just straight ahead, running Deontay Elliott, once again using his patience, finding the hole, and he seems to be still bitter about that hit on the sideline because he's taking it to the Toros right now.
Nice job by Francisco Saucedo, too, blowing open some holes up the middle. Here's Jarquell Garner to spell Deontay. This is Smith, near side, caught by Peebles. His first catch of the game. Stays on the feet of the 50. Spins out of a tackle, and he's going to be tackled inside the Mountain View territory on the 45-yard line. Kalem Reese Peebles right there on that reception, and he shows that second and third effort for the Slim Reaper.
Outstanding job there. Kalem Reese Peebles able to haul that pass in, secure the football, take on tacklers, and keep moving up the field the entire time. Excellent job picking up that first down for Red Mountain. They are moving now, Kevin.
Gain of 10. 1st and 10 from the Toro 46-yard line. There goes Randall. Randall played an awful lot of offense tonight. They run it to Jarquell Garner on the student body left. Penalty marker on this play. This one's coming back. More than likely a holding call up front. Jeremiah Holland there with a tackle, and he's one of their better defensive players. He's their leading tackler on this Mountain View Toro team is Jeremiah Holland.
Got those golden locks coming out of that helmet there. Sunshine comes up and makes the stick there for the Mountain View Toros in the open field. That was a great tackle there for Jeremiah Holland.
Tackle number 70 on the season to go along with 7 tackles for a loss. We talked to Jeremiah Holland's dad before the ball game. Very nice individual he was, and talked about the Toro program, and we talked a little bit about the rivalry that once was just a storied rivalry and just thinned out over the years. Age will change the story as we move along, but good father right there for Jeremiah Holland. Enjoyed the conversation with him. Play fake, Darren Smith, all kinds of time. Buy some time to the near side, wants to throw it. Now he's going to tuck and run at the 50, up at the sideline at the 45-yard line, and he'll take on the tackler that time. Looked like he took on number 80 for Mountain View that time. That was Harrison Evans. He's a defensive back. For Evans, he's 6'1", 172, but Darren Smith, he too, James, just does not shy away from contact.
Yeah, that defensive back giving up about 25 pounds there on Darren Smith, 6'2", 195, and he does not shy away from contact. I got to talk about Francisco Saucedo for a minute, Kevin. How many positions have you seen this kid play successfully this season and do a great job in every single one of them? I'm very impressed.
All of them, all the positions that he's played. Center, right guard, left guard. Quick pass out in the flat. It's bobbled by Rivera, and here comes the Toro defense, and they'll knock him down in the backfield. So forward progress will give him a net gain of 0, but Rivera juggled that one just a little bit, James, and that might have caused the timing to go awry. And here comes the Toro defense to hone in on that and knock him down.
Yeah, they got great penetration up the field that time, did the Toros defense, and they were able to snuff that one out right away, trying to make a football move with it, but unfortunately dropped in the backfield for Red Mountain.
19th catch of the season for Rivera, still stuck on 4 touchdowns. He scored in the first 4 weeks, once every game for the first month of the season. 3rd and 11 from the 47-yard line. Shotgun snap for Darren Smith. Rolls to the near side. Ball is going to be caught by number 4, Ramses Rivera, up the sideline, and he'll knock him out of bounds. And they hit him a little bit late, too. No call there. But Rivera makes the reception on the near sideline, and he scoots up the near sideline, and he'll be knocked down after about a 13-yard gain. Darren Smith to Ramses Rivera.
And number 33, Josh Solberg, he just got mossed right there by Ramses Rivera. He picked that one right up from it. It was almost intercepted, but a great reception there for Ramses Rivera.
He actually tried to jump the route, JP, and Rivera there. That ball, again, you talk about the arm strength of Darren Smith. That had some velo on that one. Little mustard on that pass play.
Indeed.
1st and 10 from the 32-yard line of Mountain View. Darren Smith back to throw. High snap. Looks near side again. Fires a pass, and the ball is complete. And now they're going to say he bobbled it. Now he's going to say no catch. Kalem Reese-Peebles had a chance to haul that one in, and the head linesman right there to say he juggled the ball, no catch.
Nice effort there from Peebles, but unfortunately it's ruled incomplete. A nice job selling that one by the Mountain View coaches on the sideline there, right in the face of the referee.
Yeah, that was an easy sell job. The official might have taken it there. You talk about the velocity. Those throws for Darren Smith, he has got a cannon for an arm. You wonder sometimes if the players just have a hard time adjusting. Again, same play, right back to Rivera, and Rivera breaks a tackle, or tried to anyway, and lunges towards the 25-yard line.
They are picking on the near side of the football field. Here is Red Mountain, and once again, Darren Smith, what great poise in the pocket. He's able to deliver the football on time. He sees the field very well, and always under control. He feels the pressure. He's able to elude it, step up in the pocket, and make a play. Very impressive quarterback.
Nice job by Darren Smith staying hot tonight. His accuracy has been right on the money. 3rd and 4, big play here. Final 2 minutes and 29 seconds of this opening half from Mountain View High School. There goes Randall again in motion. The lone setback this time is Georgie Ramirez. And Ramirez stays on his feet, and he started left, cut it back right towards the near hash marks, and this is a good time for Mountain View to come up and play some good defense. And one of the very few times the Toros played excellent disciplined run defense that time, led by number 58, Mikey Mildor.
Yeah, great job that time for the Toros defense. They're going to have to stiffen here as it's 4th down. It looks like Red Mountain is going to go for it.
Clock continues to run inside 2 minutes, 1:50 to go to the break. A 4th down and 2 from the Toro 24-yard line. This is Georgie Ramirez, flanked to the left of Darren Smith. Smith wants to throw. Here comes a blitz. Pass complete in the flat to Georgie Ramirez, and Ramirez is going to be tackled in the backfield. One of the rare times that there were 2 men on Georgie Ramirez, and Ramirez was not able to break the tackle. Deuces for Mountain View. Number 22, Alex Talamontes, was all over that play. That was a read and react, and he did a nice job.
Yeah, great play out in the flat for the Toros defense, playing that screen. They knew it was coming. The pressure was coming up the field from the defensive lineman, and Darren Smith had to get rid of that football to his release valve out there in the flat, and a nice job closing in and making the stop there for Mountain View.
Interesting play here tonight by Mountain View. This is an inspired group led by their head coach, Mike Fell, a native out of Ohio, and they're playing an inspired brand of football tonight. This is not the Mountain View Toro team I expected to see here this evening.
Definitely not. This is a great football game. They are evenly matched right now with Red Mountain, and giving them a run for their money.
Oh, my, what a pop up the middle. The run game got destroyed up the middle because Trey Smith was there along with Alexander Randall. And if you want into either one of those two guys in a back alley somewhere, get the heck out of the way. And those two guys just literally blitzed the ball carrier and knocked him down.
Nice job bringing the wood there from Red Mountain.
No gain. Trips. We'll go 3 wide receivers to the wide side. Nunez takes the snap, rolls to the near side, wants to throw, now he's going to tuck and run it. Gets a block of the 30, up the sideline to the 35-yard line. There's a penalty marker there, and this one might be coming back. Looked like It looked like Ramirez might have been held. Maybe it was Jacob Griffin that got held. And
Isaac Thompson got his jersey grabbed.
Watch Griffin, too. Jacob Griffin has a hitch in his giddy-up. That left side is giving 54 some challenges right there, and this one is indeed coming back. A holding penalty. That's a spot foul, James, and that came at a good time here for the Mountain Lions.
Yeah, Mountain View trying to peel back and pick up an extra block there, coming back, but a hold on number 6, Isaac Thompson. They got a hold of his jersey and impeded his defensive progress, thus the penalty and the mark-off.
So they're running up the middle, and this is Crum. Crum makes the carry. He was tackled there by Smith, and Giraldi also got in on the act there. Anthony Giraldi has made a couple plays tonight, but he hasn't had the impact defensively tonight that you would expect to see or hope to see anyway out of number 12.
Yeah, you would like to see Anthony Giraldi come on. He had a heck of a first couple of games of the season. He was a stalwart on defense for Red Mountain, and as of late, it looks like he's been a little bit hampered, maybe with a little bit of injury, but we'll hope that he pulls out of that and is coming back to full strength here as we approach the playoffs.
Well, you get guys like Carter Wheat back, and that's just going to be a big boost for your offense. Number 99, the Brigham Young commit. 14-14 tie here in the Battle of Brown Road. And kind of a late arriving crowd, but the student body here for Red Mountain High School is packed on the far sideline. Nice to see the students make the trek down here, just a couple of miles down the road.
Yeah, great crowd on the opposite side of the field for Red Mountain tonight, and they are cheering on those Mountain Lions here. A great football game with 48 seconds left in the first half.
Nunez will be joined in the backfield by Crum. Johnny Crum, 3rd and 15. Possession play here for the Toros. Good child in at cornerback. They run right up the middle. This is Crum again. They'll run right into Anthony Giraldi, and he'll go right by Giraldi and continue to drive towards the chains. So it looked like a slow developing play, but number 5, it was John Crum running into number 6, Isaac Thompson. And for Thompson, that's his 6th tackle of this first half.
Yeah, nice stop there for Isaac Thompson, but what a run for Crum there. He broke about 3 tackles before Isaac Thompson even got to him.
And that's going to be it. That's going to be our final play of this first half. So Coach Mike Fell will elect to let this clock run out. And barring any timeout here, we're going to go to the break in a 14-14 tie. And so Mountain View will take the timeout with 0.6 of a second on the game clock. And with that, we get to look over to our clock operator and ask why we would even think about stopping the clock with 0.6. That is one that it's puzzling. That's a heavy hand right there. That's okay. So 0.6 of a second left on the game clock here. So both teams will head out, take a snap, and run into the locker room here, JP.
Yeah, maybe a little trickery coming up, maybe a little something up the Toro sleeve possibly.
A little shout out to Tony Tabor. He's the defensive line coach for Mountain View and the special teams coach, a one-time coach for the Desert Mountain Wolves. And he's got some kids that are playing on Sundays that played for him at Desert Mountain in the National Football League. Kyle Allen on the practice squad for the Carolina Panthers. And Mark Andrews now playing and taking first-team reps for the Baltimore Ravens, and Tyler Davidson also in the National Football League, playing for the New Orleans Saints. So they're going to actually reset the clock. They're going to put 0.8 of a second on. They're going to add 0.2. And now next they want to make it 2 seconds.
They might be trying to warm the cheese up a little more down at the snack bar for halftime maybe.
I had it. It was less than par, to be honest with you. This is Nunez trying to set up a Hail Mary play, and now instead of that, he's just going to roll out and take a knee. So my question to you is, will they give Jacob Griffin a sack right there on that particular play? He was the one nearest the quarterback there. So we have played the first 24 minutes from Mountain View High School at Jesse Parker Field. And we are in a 14-14 tie. And, James, this has been a really entertaining football game here in this first half.
It has indeed, and I don't think either one of us expected a 14-14 tie at halftime in this one. But both teams came out and had some excellent play in the first half. And we're going to be in for a heck of a second half here from Mountain View.
We'll step aside. You're watching Red Mountain Football on the Red Mountain Football Network. Back after this.
A proud sponsor of your Phoenix Suns and Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
Third. Red.
A shout out to Red Mountain football fans. This is head coach Mike Peterson. From me to you, I invite you to listen to the Lions Den podcast each week, hosted by Red Mountain football play-by-play voice Kevin Derryberry, the K-Man. We will talk Mountain Lion football in depth after each game. Highlights, player interviews, chalk talk, and the Parker & Sons Varsity Player of the Week. Listen to the Lions Den. And hey, don't be that guy.
Money!
For serious apparel like t-shirts, hats, golf attire, or gear for your high school or club team, use the team the pros use. Use the KDB team. For more information, contact Kevin Derryberry at 602-513-3636. KDB Broadcasting and Media Works, your source for print, digital, and voice. Let's communicate. Hey, sports fans, I'm Kevin Derryberry, host of the K-Man on Saturday. Kudos to the clock operator here, James, for putting the 0.2 of a second on the clock, have it reset to put 2 seconds on the clock, only to have Brandon Nunez take a knee. That's how we ended this exciting juggernaut of a first half. 14-14 tie. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Boovy on the Mountain Line Broadcast Network on YouTube tonight. And we'll have to wait and see what happens on the offensive side of things for Red Mountain as Connor Gardner will begin the second half swinging that right leg through. This is a pooch job through the left side of the field, and it's going to take a bounce out of bounds, and that's going to be a procedure penalty. So the Mountain Lions will come away with the football, and they'll probably start shop at the 35-yard line. Let's see where they want to spot the football. But James, kind of an interesting play there, a little pooch kick. They kicked it to an open area and just couldn't get the horses down there to recover that one.
Yeah, unfortunate for Mountain View, but that one, fortunate for Red Mountain, but Mountain View is going to start here in pretty good territory. And we'll see what they have up their sleeve here on their first drive of the second half.
Tanner Goodchild starts at one cornerback position. Jesus Vasquez starts at the other. So Shaq Daniels not in the football game to begin this second half. The two safeties for the Mountain Lions will be Georgie Ramirez and Zach Molina. So no Omta either. So right now it looks like the Mountain Lions a little bit short-handed here on the defensive side of things against the high-flying Toro offense here tonight.
Yeah, unfortunate for Red Mountain. Down a couple of defenders here. But we'll see what they can do. Evan Omta got leg whipped, I believe it was, at the end of that first half there, and we'll hope that we see him back here very shortly.
So it'll be Nunez with two backs joining him. Quick snap. Again, they start out with the same play that they started the game with, a wide receiver screen to Cash Clark, and this time Red Mountain's defense is there waiting for that one. Nice job there by AG. Anthony Giraldi, JP.
Nice to see Anthony Giraldi come up and make a stop there for Red Mountain. A nice wrap-up, drove his feet, and delivered the ball carrier into the Toros' backfield. Nice stop.
He was the money man early on. Cash Clark, touchdown reception, and this one. They go right back to the air, and this one's nearly intercepted. Tanner Goodchild on the near side, got a hand in there. Ball was intended for Wyatt Hayes. He was 6 foot tall. He's a junior, and Tanner Goodchild put the digits in there and knocked that one away.
He did. A nice job by Tanner Goodchild. He was in excellent defensive position there between himself and the quarterback and the receiver, so a nice job there deflecting that one for Red Mountain's defense.
Jansen, Giraldi, and Isaac Thompson, your linebackers to start this second half. It'll be Kumi, Griffin, Randall, and I believe that's Smith on the other side. Red Mountain showing blitz. Three wide receivers to the far side. Nunez back to throw. Look the near side. They set up a screen again, going to Clark, and Clark runs right into AR. Alexander Randall with that sandwich tackle. What a play there by AR. Cash Clark meet Alexander Randall. Right there, head on.
How would you like to catch that football, look up, and then you got number 90 right in your mug, dropping you to the turf. A nice job there. Alexander Randall, full extension of the hips, able to wrap him up and drive him to the turf. Nice job.
Yeah, using the torque on that lower body, JP. That was a thunderous tackle, and Cash Clark felt the brunt of that one, no doubt about it. We learned to find out that Deontay Elliott took a shot earlier in that first half, and it was Alex Talamontes who delivered that blow. So we thought that it might have been 58 in the headhunting category, Mikey Mildor, but instead it was Talamontes. There's history there. This is a punt. It's a shank job. Molina thought about going to field this one. He's going to let it go, and Jeremiah Holland will catch the high carom, and the ball will be spotted around the 37-yard line. That's where Red Mountain will go to work, 1st and 10 for their second drive. Or, I beg your pardon, for their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, Red Mountain ready to get it going offensively here. Number 74 is Francisco Salcedo leading the troops out onto the field. A little bit of high knees there. He is ready to go, and we'll see what Red Mountain has up their sleeve here for the Toros defense.
It'll be Darren Smith at quarterback, Reese Peebles to the near side. Zach Molina starts up in the slot position. The tailback is Jarquell Garner. Deontay Elliott not on the field right now. This is Darren Smith, takes the quarterback snap, and he's going to run right over the right guard and pick up about 2 yards there. Smith looked back at Jarquell Garner, took the snap, and then lunged forward. So I'm not sure what happened there, but we'll have to keep an eye out on this run game. My intel tells me that Deontay Elliott will not return for the second half. His return is questionable. That could very well drift into doubtful here before we move out for this one. It's a 14-14 tie, not something you want to have your franchise on the sideline. On a play fake, this is Darren Smith. Good pass protection, pump fakes, throws, and the ball is incomplete. Looking for Alexander Randall that time. And you talk about AR, he's played a lot of offense tonight and made a sure tackle defensively there to stop that drive, made it at 3 and out, and then here he is running a pass pattern on the next series.
Yeah, nice to see AR there. I think they had him in the slot that time. They ran him out on a little curl route to the outside in the flat there. Darren Smith thought about pulling the trigger on that one and then ultimately did, and he was kind of lucky that that one didn't get accosted there by the Mountain View defense.
Randall played a little tailback at the JV level. This is Smith, far side bullet, pass caught. Looked like it's Kalem Reese-Peebles on the far sideline, going low to the ground to haul that one in, and that is a perfectly thrown pass by Darren Smith. The D-Train threads the needle on that one, and Kalem Reese-Peebles has a nice sliding 12-yard reception there.
Yeah, Reese-Peebles did a great job of getting exactly where he needed to be, just beyond the line to gain, and picked up the first down there on the reception for the Mountain Lions.
For Reese-Peebles has 1 touchdown reception on this season. That is his 15th catch of the year. So the Mountain Lions at a 14-14 tie with the Rock on their own 46-yard line. It's Garner, the deep setback. They turn, they give to Garner, starts in, busts it out, and he's run into the linebacker that time for Mountain View. Alex Telemontes was the first guy to get there, and also coming in there making it difficult was the defensive lineman, a 6'5" defensive lineman, 218-pound Zach Lyons over there, also in a tackle position.
Yeah, Talamontes came up and stuck his nose in that play, but a great head of steam there for Jarquell Garner, and he delivered a blow on that run.
I think Talamontes has a cousin on the JV squad for Red Mountain. I think he's dressed out tonight. The turn to give. This is Ramirez, and Ramirez finds some running room, and he's got the first down and more. That's a 10-yard run for Georgie Ramirez, and just following his lead blockers. That's a great job on the interior line there by that left side.
Yeah, they pulled the backside guard and tackled that time on a nice little inside trap, and just let the tailback find the hole, find the crease, and push it up the field for another first down for the Mountain Lions. A nice job on offense.
Georgie Ramirez remains in at tailback. He's the deep set. 3 wide receivers now, and there goes Alexander Randall on a fake. This is Ramirez again with a big hole up the middle, and that cutback by Georgie Ramirez, and that second effort will take him near the 20-yard line. Georgie Ramirez with a gaping hole off the right side, and then hitting that crease with that burst of speed, and that's a first down carry.
Is he running the ball like a 170-pound running back, Kevin? He has got a great head of steam. He is able to break tackles and push tacklers, initiate contact. Georgie Ramirez doing it all right now for Red Mountain.
Unofficially a gain of 16. 1st and 10 Mountain Lions. This is Garner. Big hole up the middle, and he's got about 5 yards. And that is a great job up front. Jacob Griffin on one side, and the big fellow, the center, getting it done right there. Francisco Saucedo, and that was a hole that you and I could have run right through.
Yeah, could have drove a truck through that one there. A nice job paving the way up front for Red Mountain's offensive line. And Garner that time, he about steamrolled number 42, Peyton Eastwood, for the Mountain View Toros.
Eastwood took a shot on that delivery there by Garner. This is Garner again, the deep back. He gets it on a run blitz. He's got some room. He tries to spin out of a tackle, and he's going to fall forward for a very excellent run there as he's a little slow to get up as Jarquell Garner. But that second effort on the spinorama for Garner got him what would be close to a first down here.
Yeah, excellent run once again there for Garner, and they did indeed give him the first down. Red Mountain's offensive line doing a great job getting off the football right now, and they are getting into the chest of these defensive linemen for Mountain View and pushing them backwards.
That's a great spot there for Jarquell Garner, and that is a 1st and 10 now as the Mountain Lions back in the red zone. Again, Deontay Elliott has not played in this second half. Ramses Rivera lines up to the near side. You got that post right there if you want it. Fumble, snap, and Smith picks it up, and he's going to be brought down. And standing over him, making a tackle right there, and it was an easy tackle. Looked like number 58 right there. and that is Mikey Mildor. And I'd have to say this, Mikey, you got up like you just did something, and I don't know what he did.
Yeah, he got a little overly excited there, had the quarterback right in his lap there, made the stop and got a tackle for a loss for it, but great number, though, 58.
We saw that hit last week on Carter Wheat where they stood over him just a little bit. They got to clean that stuff up. This is a run by Garner, left side with speed, big hole, and he'll pick up about 7-8 yards right there. And you don't see Jarquell run with that kind of speed, but there are some extracurricular activities going on down there inside that pile, James, and a couple of penalty markers went flying in the air. So second and third efforts and maybe even too much effort in there as Zach Lyons in the middle of things. He's going to come off the field here, and he might be subject of a penalty.
Yeah, he's going to get a penalty, and he's going to get a bit of a tongue lashing from the sideline from one of his coaches there, as he might have cost his football team 15 yards. Maybe a little bit of jawing on that one, but once again, Red Mountain on the toss sweep. Jarquell Garner able to get to the edge and put his foot in the ground, take it back up the football field, as they had a great job on outside contain, did Mountain View, and a nice job picking up the extra yardage there for Jarquell Garner.
I got an ISO cam on Zach Lyons, and not one coach has mentioned anything to him. So, yeah, earful that you talked about has not happened yet.
Wow.
Nothing. Nothing, dude. In fact, go ahead and go to the Gatorade jug and get some juice and put your hat back on and be ready for the next play. 6:03, third quarter, clock stop, 14-14 tie. Looks like Giraldi has entered the football game as perhaps a fullback here. This is going to be the jumbo set for the Mountain Lions. Michael Pearson is one tight end, Alexander Randall the second. Kumi is also lined in. This is a three-tight set, or we'll go two tights, full house backfield. Giraldi at one fullback. The deep back is Jarquell Garner. The give is to Garner. Behind those blockers, picking him up, putting him down, and scoring a touchdown is Jarquell Garner. His sixth rushing touchdown of the season. Peter Pops touchdown, Mountain Lions.
Yeah, they slide Alexander Randall over into that four hole. He's able to run straight up the football field and push the pile, and Jarquell Garner just gets right in behind those big guys and follows them into the end zone. Excellent job.
A 5-yard touchdown run by Jarquell Garner, and Red Mountain is on top in this football game for the first time this evening. And at one point in this year, you thought that the offensive line for Red Mountain would be a true strength. And they've had some guys go down, but you look at tonight's play, this offensive line has been tremendous with their work ethic.
Yeah, having to plug those guys in, unfortunately, due to injuries, but they're doing a great job here in the relief. And they're playing together very well. They're starting to gel as a unit, and they're getting it done here in the third quarter of this one.
With the Titus Pulliam long snap, the Garrett Strail hole, and the Connor Gardner one-point conversion attempt is right down the middle. 5:57 to go in this third quarter from Jesse Parker Field on the campus of Mountain View High School. Our score, Red Mountain 21, Mountain View 14. And James, for the first time this evening, Red Mountain has not only gotten their ground game going, but they have their first lead of the contest.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to get that first lead of the night, and look for their defense here after this kickoff to maybe pin their ears, maybe blitz a little bit more, take a few shots at the quarterback, and see if they can extend this lead and get that football back and go on offense.
Just received official word, Deontay Elliott out with a concussion, and you got to wonder when that concussion occurred. I'd be very curious to know if it happened here or it happened on another play, because if it happened here, wouldn't that be bizarre that he played another 12 minutes or so with that? That would be unruly, if you will.
Yeah, he took a heck of a shot on the sideline from Alex Talamontes.
It looked like, to me, when he got up after that he was a little dazed and confused. I think we said, hey, I don't know if he knows what area code he's in right now, but we do know this. He is one tough customer. Deontay Elliott, over 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns in this one. You will have to watch for the rest of the week, and that's something you have to look at. And right now, it's a battle of attrition as guys are falling down here. Isaac Thompson will line up and cover a slot receiver. They run it up the middle to Crum, and Crum is going to be tackled right away by the captain of the defense, one of the captains. That's number 80, Francis Kumi, the Coom Dog.
Nice job getting off the block there. Kumi able to use his hands, full extension, found the running back right away, keep his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, shed the block, and make the stop.
24th tackle of the year for Francis Kumi. Nunez faces a 2nd and 7. Full wide receiver pass. Double move far side looking for Davidson. Makes the catch, and he's out at the 40-yard line, out across the 40 to the 45-yard line. And high pointing that one was Ethan Davidson, working on Tanner Goodchild right there. And if they want to exploit that matchup, it might be there a couple more times. That is a mismatch for Mountain View, working on Tanner Goodchild right there.
Yeah, found the excellent big target out on the outside there. Davidson, 6'4", 205, and excellent delivery there as well from Nunez.
Quick pass to the outside, making the reception for Mountain View. That is, I believe, number 83, but coming up and laying a lick again is IT, the it factor. Isaac Thompson, tackle number 7 on the night, and that was good for no gain. Well, maybe forward progress will give him a gain. Hey, hang on to your hats. Nunez back to the air again, lost one up in the air, looking for Cash, and there he is. Paying dividends once again. Cash Clark wide open over the middle, and Brandon Nunez drops one in the breadbasket, and that is good for a 54-yard scoring strike. But hold on, there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what this one's all about. Perhaps the Mountain Lions can catch a break right here.
It would be a huge break.
And the penalty is assessed to Red Mountain. This one's going to stand up. 54 yards. Brandon Nunez to Cash Money Clark, his second touchdown reception of this one. This one goes for big money.
Yeah, an excellent conversion there for the Mountain View Toros. Cash Clark running down the seam, and Brandon Nunez did a nice job holding the safety on the opposite side of the football field, looked him off a little bit, came back to his second read, Cash Clark, and he was running down the seam wide open for the touchdown.
So here comes Randy Contreras. Good snap, good hold, and a big rush. And the kick is up, and it is good. 4:41 to go in this third quarter. Back and forth we go. A seesaw affair. 21-21 tie. We'll step aside. You're watching Red Mountain football on the Red Mountain Broadcast Network.
A proud sponsor of your Phoenix Suns and Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-Backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
We welcome you back to Jesse Parker Field on the campus of Mountain View High School. Kevin Derryberry with James Poovey. And James, just to kind of set you up just a little bit here, the East Valley region is one weak region. And the teams in the lower half, Westwood and Mesa and Dobson, aren't going to help either one of these two clubs. You've got to win tonight's game to position yourselves for a chance at the second season. A loss tonight could be fatal to either one of these clubs.
It could. It could mean possibly even missing the postseason, and it would definitely mean not getting yourself a home playoff game if that opportunity presented itself. So you want to go ahead and finish the job here. 21-21 battle, 4:41 remaining in the third. Buckle up, because this one is going to be good, and this crowd is getting into it as well.
Brody Bernal on to kick, and on the last play on the touchdown, a penalty given to Red Mountain. And what was interesting about that was the penalty went against the Mountain Lions, but they took the touchdown and they accepted the penalty, and that would allow the Toros to kick the ball off from the Mountain Line 45-yard line. So a chance to have good field position to defend here for Mountain View. And the Mountain Lions now have to find their way back here. And they did it on that last drive, their first drive of the second half, with the ground game mostly.
Yeah, able to get the football moving on the ground. A couple of shots through the air. A couple of those fell short, unfortunately, for Red Mountain, but able to drive the football down the field on the ground and gaining most of their yards that way. 21-21, a great battle here, and we'll see who's going to take command of this one.
And how about that? Mike Fell burns up a timeout on the kick play after a touchdown when the ball spotted on the 45-yard line. So I'm not sure what the mindset was there, but certainly an interesting perspective to and here we go. This time they changed their kicker, so they swap out Bernal with Contreras, and Contreras boots that one into the end zone. So no return for Ramses Rivera or George Ramirez. So when the game started, you had Deontay Elliott returning kicks with Shaq Daniels. Neither one of those two guys remain on the field. So it's a 21-21 tie, and the Mountain Lions are trying to stave off the injury bug. They run it left. This is Garner. Garner's going to be wrapped up in the backfield, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. Number 2, Raphael Jackson was there, and Jeremiah Holland also there defensively.
Yeah, nice defensive play there for Mountain View, able to close in on that football. Red Mountain going back to that toss play there. It's been very effective on the last drive. They got Alexander Randall still in there at fullback, and he's going to lead the way for a number of these Red Mountain runs.
Loss of 15. Give Holland a TFL. That's his 8th of the year. Mountain Lions showing blitz. And this is a pass complete on the far sideline, breaking a tackle. This looks like it's Kalem Reese-Peebles, and Kalem Reese-Peebles gets into that second gear and gets into the second level, and he's got himself a big-time play right there to first down reception.
Yes, a nice job on the reception there. A quick hitter to the outside for Kalem Reese-Peebles, able to make a move on a defender there, juke, and pick up that first down. Now we got a little bit of laundry on the field here. We'll sort this one out.
21-yard reception from Kalem Reese-Peebles, the Slim Reaper, making another fine play there, and it was that second effort and a breaking a tackle on the far sideline that got him the extra yardage. The Yak.
Yeah, right after the line to gain there for Red Mountain, he made a move on 2 defenders at the same time, made both those guys miss, and picked up the additional yardage. And they're going to mark off more yards here again for the Red Mountain Lions.
Tack it on.
So they are now in Toro territory here.
So tough news for the Mountain Lions today. No Elliott for the remainder of the game. Another penalty marker. This is Garner starting left, cutting it inside, and another big hole there for Jarqua Garner. And you can see Alexander Randall pushing that pile along the way. This is one thing that we have not seen in a while, commitment, a dedicated commitment to the run. And right now this is smash mouth football at its best.
It is. Red Mountain's almost saying we're going to run it right here until you stop it, and they have no answer right now for Alexander Randall and this Red Mountain running game.
Garner over 300 yards on this season. We said he scored his 6th touchdown of the year, and that has overtaken the lead for Georgie Ramirez. And Deontay Elliott in just 3 games, 5 touchdowns. One of Outlines as the music is picked up here in the background. The party scene has returned here. They go to Garner again with another great hole off that left side, and that's where they're running, James. They're running right behind that left side, and that's Charlie Hola, the left guard, and he is road grading tonight.
Yeah, Charlie Ola doing a great job. He's right up ahead of Alexander Randall, who's usually coming in the whole second, and once again, the running backs for Red Mountain with a great head of steam as they approach the line of scrimmage, and they are doing some damage.
The second half version of Thunder and Lightning for this Mountain Lion run game. Jarquel Garner and Georgie Ramirez, and watch out, here's the Lightning in this whole group. Ramirez double deuces the lone setback. On a play fake, this is Darren Smith trying to set up a screen. They're looking for Alexander Randall, and the play is broken up right in the middle of the field. A little too tall right there is Malachi Tosse. We'll call it Malaki. Malaki Tosse. He is a 6'1", 215-pound, hold on, folks, freshman. He's a freshman. His brother is Matava Tosse. He played wide receiver here for the Toros a couple years back, and he was a good one.
Impressive defensive play there for the Mountain View Toros. A big play on second down. They're going to force a 3rd and long here for Red Mountain. This is a critical play.
3rd and 11 at midfield for Darren Smith out of the gun. Back to throw, has some time, looking left all the way, stands in the pocket, fires, and the ball is caught, far sideline. This looks like it's Georgie Ramirez down the sideline. He is going to coast into the end zone for a touchdown. A 50-yard catch and run by Georgie Ramirez. Double deuces, Patriot pops, touchdown, Mountain Lions.
Excellent job there for Georgie Ramirez. He sold that run play very well. A nice poise in the pocket that time for quarterback Darren Smith, and he delivered a dart on the outside there to Georgie Ramirez, right in stride, and nothing the Toros could do about it. Georgie Ramirez off to the races for the Red Mountain touchdown.
That is what you call a frozen rope. Absolutely beautiful ball by Darren Smith, and a great catch, and that kick is partially blocked, but it still goes right through the uprights, and Connor Gunner drills another one. 2:51 to go in this third quarter. Our score from Jesse Parker Field, from Mountain View High School, Red Mountain 28, Toros 21. Oh my, what a play. Darren Smith to Georgie Ramirez for 50 yards. Count them up.
Yeah, you mentioned the lightning there right before that snap, and that's exactly what it was. Georgie Ramirez leaped and almost laid out to get that football. He caught it in stride, had to hit the gas a little bit as there was a nice amount of air underneath that one from Darren Smith, but Georgie Ramirez able to hit the accelerator, call that one in, and he was going for the end zone on that one.
For Ramirez, his second pass reception for a touchdown this year. And, you know, James, you look from the field from our perspective up here on the 50-yard line, and we got a great view of the entire field. And when you just look at double deuces, Georgie Ramirez, you think as a coach and as a bystander, hey, we got to get this guy the football a little bit more. He does so much as a sophomore for this football team already. It's utterly amazing.
Yeah, Georgie Ramirez, a freshman All-American last season for Red Mountain, and there's no doubt why. He is a heck of a football player, and he does it in all facets of the game for the Mountain Lions.
Also doing it in all facets of the game is Connor Gardner. Drills another kick into the end zone, and here's the deal on that, folks. No return. Another touchback for Connor Gardner, and he, too, just bringing up the A game in this special teams phase.
Yeah, Connor Gardner is lighting it up in the kicking game tonight here for Red Mountain. He's been doing it all season long. Big shoes to fill, as we mentioned earlier in the season, from Riley Pagel, who's departed the program, graduated from Red Mountain High School. And I tell you what, they are not missing the beat in the kicking game here with Connor Gardner.
They're not, but we had a great conversation with the Pagel family last week after the game. Just a tremendous group of people. I mean, of the highest esteem, the Pagel family. This is Nunez on the give to Crum, the tailback, goes right up the middle. And picking himself up off the piles, Anthony Giraldi. And down on his back is the offensive lineman for the Toros. That's one of their big fellows. That's Aaron Pico. 6'3", 238. They're going to pick him up off the backside, and he'll have to hustle off. Coming in to spell him for just a moment is Luke Allen. Now, Luke Allen is listed at 5'7", 178. I think that's a typo, but he's certainly not 6'7", but either way, we trust him. James Poovey will give you that PSA here momentarily for those coaches and Max Preps. It's a great tool. Nunez shifts some personnel around. Far side, steps up the pocket, delivers the ball, looking for the long ball on the far side. The ball is caught in stride. He's going to be marked inbounds, and who else would it be but the man? That is Cash Clark. Once again, catching a long bomb from Brandon Nunez, and that combination has been extra special tonight here, James Poovey.
Wow, what a ball. Did you see Brandon Nunez shuffle those feet, load it up, and throw it down the football field? What an amazing catch on the far side there. A couple of the Red Mountain coaches disagreed with that reception, but nonetheless, it's a 1st and 10 for the Mountain View Toros, and they're moving the chains. They're going to answer back here.
Gain of 35, trips to the near side. Nunez back to throw. Wants to set up a screen again, steps up the pocket, ball's loose. The ball was stripped by Alexander Randall. Let's see who comes up with this one. And I think Randall had that was Kumi. Kumi had a chance at a strip sack and was unable to complete the trifecta right there. But that was a great job on Francis Kumi finally getting to the quarterback right there. How about it, kid?
He did get to the quarterback and got that paw in there as well, ripped that football out. It was loose for a moment, but luckily for Mountain View, they were able to recover that one and live to play another one.
Loss of 7. Mountain Lions showing blitz on this play. They back out of it. Nunez looking to the near side again, floated up there looking for Clark. The ball's this time going to be knocked down. And losing his hat on the defensive play was Jesus Vasquez. And great coverage rolling over by Georgie Ramirez. It was Vasquez that got up there and knocked it down, and he lost his hat on the play. But Georgie there, some great secondary help.
Yeah, Georgie Ramirez coming from the far side of the football field. You look for the football, you're going to find Georgie Ramirez, whether it's offense or defense, and what a play there. Jesus Vasquez has excellent defense position on the wide receiver and denied the reception. A huge third down upcoming here for the defense.
How about the it factor waving on the team and waving on the fan base for Red Mountain as everybody's picked up the intensity here in this one. Trip to the far side. This is a 3rd and 17 for the Mountain Lions, 48-yard line. Nunez, all kinds of time, throws in and out of the hands. Penalty marker comes in late. And Zach Molina was there, the intended target, the wide receiver Wyatt Hayes, and perhaps Molina got there just a second early.
I don't know about that one, Kevin. That was a pretty close call if it is indeed interference.
Pick it up. Pick it up. It's okay.
There we go. That's the wise move, in my opinion.
Our AIA officiating crew, Zach Erdman, the referee, Jeff Gentry, Dick DePonte, and Nick Waring. Chad Fulton, the line judge. We've seen Chad Fulton get in the action a lot tonight. So the Toros, by virtue of a 3rd down penalty, we set up with a 3rd and 2 now for the Mountain Lion 37-yard line. Nunez with 2 backs next to him, a hard count, gets Red Mountain to jump, and let's see what it's going to be. The linesman hustles into the play. This could be an illegal procedure. I think the Mountain Lions are going to get this one back, and they will. Procedure call against the Toros, and that could help you so much, James, and also it can hurt you as well.
Yeah, indeed, the right guard for the Mountain View Toros, Brett Sajovi, was the one that jumped a little bit earlier on that one there, trying to get a little bit of a jump on those defensive linemen of Red Mountain, but it ultimately cost the Toros 5 yards and another critical 3rd down here.
3rd and 7 for the 42-yard line. Long count. This is Nunez, play fake with time, throws, the ball's caught over the middle of the 30-yard line. That's a 1st down catch, a gain of 16 yards. Brandon Nunez with a strike to the big-time target, Ethan Davidson, and the Toros will move the chains once again.
Yeah, Davidson with a heck of a reception there. 6'4", 205. Once again, a huge target for Brandon Nunez. And number 9, Braden Jansen in the flat there. Tried to make an effort on that one, but just couldn't get up enough to bat it down. And the Toros pick up a huge 1st down.
What an unbelievable ball game here. Play fake again, Nunez over the middle of the field, and the ball's incomplete. Looking for the wide receiver running that seam route. Number 83 is not on the roster. JP, give it to us.
Public service announcement here. Please update your rosters in Max Prep so we can properly recognize your kids. Back to you, Kevin.
That's right. Your student athletes are the beneficiaries of the information that we can obtain and acquire on your website, maxpreps.com. 2nd and 10 for the Mountain Lion, 29-yard line. Nunez has been hot all game long, 28-21, Red Mountain. Nunez back to throw, fires near side, and it's too tall. And there was another reason why that play was unable to connect, and that reason is number 22, Georgie Ramirez, in there on that defensive play. No contact, but he was a-coming.
He's a sophomore, Kevin. He is going to be playing football for a long time. Once again, Georgie Ramirez doing a great job of seeing the football field. He spies the quarterback from his safety position and makes a football move. Nice job.
Wyatt Hayes unable to catch that post pattern, complaining of holding, and then his coach, Mike Felt, takes a timeout to get things together, and then you can see Hayes in frustration unsnapping the chin straps there and kind of shaking his head like, we just can't get it together. And I'm thinking, that's body language you just don't want to demo right in front of your own sideline. Have a little bit of respect for what's going on in your own head coach.
Yeah, a few years ago when I was coaching, we always talk about championship body language at all times, and that's exactly what you have to have right there. A bit of frustration there, and Mountain View has just burned their 2nd timeout here in the 3rd quarter. A close game like that, let's hope it doesn't come back to haunt them. 3-0 Dodgers.
Clayton Kershaw on the bump, game 2, in the driver's seat.
So you mean to tell me you will go home and not watch one single minute of that ball game?
No. But
I can't believe that.
I will do this. I will continue to look through the sports page here, see if I can get a schedule. Looks like the Diamondbacks, their next game is in the Cactus League. Timeout
Salt
taken
River
on
Fields.
It's already a sellout, right? You don't even know who's going to be on that club. It's going to be a whole different look. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey.
This is a good one, isn't it? My goodness.
This is a fantastic game. There's some great games around the valley. You know, Mountain Point and Desert Vista at center stage in Ahwatukee this evening. Big game there.
Tukey Bowl.
We're tied at 21 at Mountain View High School, according to James Poovey.
There it is.
No retweets currently. We'll go ahead and give him one.
Thank you, sir.
Get a little love out there. Talent all across the board right there.
Basha leading Hamilton 35-14.
Yeah, and Bash is good and Hamilton's not. And Mateo Estrada, we saw him catch that double pass from Ty Sifferman. And then Camden Mateen, whoo, he's got some wheels. I really was impressed with Bash. I really was. Chris McDonald, what an outstanding job for that program.
Yeah, we have not seen the last of the Basha Bears.
3rd and 10 for the 29-yard line. Nunez out of the gun, back to throw, looks over the middle of the field, wants to go that way, looking long, looking for Cash Clark. The ball's going to be incomplete, broken up in the end zone. Throwing into double coverage, that was Vasquez and Georgie Ramirez, and this time Cash Clark could not cash that check.
Yeah, Nunez threw into double coverage, and outstanding double coverage at that, put on by Jesus Vasquez and Georgie Ramirez there on the back end for the Red Mountain defense. They've been doing a great job all night long. And nothing different there. They were in excellent position and forced the incompletion there for the defense.
So the Mountain Lions will have to stop Mountain View on a 4th and 10 from their own 29-yard line. A 5-receiver set for Nunez. Low snap. Back to throw with time. Far side looking for Davidson. The ball is batted around and dropped in the end zone. And Red Mountain's going to get the football right back. They stop it on 4th down. They get a turnover on downs. And they get the rock back with 52.4 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter. And that's a huge stop for the Mountain Lion defense.
Yeah, and how about senior number 21, Tanner Goodchild, 5'10", 155 pounds, but it's all about the position on that one. Once again, Nunez throwing into double coverage, tried to get the fade going into the end zone there. But nothing doing as Red Mountain forces the turnover on downs, and they're going to see what they can do here in the waning moments of this 3rd quarter.
If you're Nunez, you're licking your chops. You get to throw the ball against Vasquez and Goodchild, but those guys are stepping up, rising to the occasion, starting it in, and staying in is Jarquell Garner. Boy, he surprised me just a little bit. Looked like Garner wanted to run wide, and then right at the number, he's put on the brakes, put his foot in the ground, and then went right up the middle there, and all he did was power off a 7-yard run again off that left side again, James.
Once again, the yards after contact, the yak, as you mentioned a few minutes ago, Jarquell Garner really stepping up here for the Red Mountain offense late in this one.
So Kalim Reese-Peebles to the near side. This is a matchup they can take. There's the corner. He's 10 yards off him. He ran a post, looking for the home run ball, looking for Molina, and Molina is interfered with on the 25-yard line. Molina, wearing the black shoes tonight, recorded his career-high long pass. There is no such thing as an incatchable ball here in high school. We got NFL officials in the stands tonight trying to say the ball was uncatchable. I don't believe that rule
now
applies.
My question to you, is that a spot foul?
No. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Okay.
Spot fouls only occur in the National Football League when it comes to pass interference. College and high school will mark it off. Can you imagine setting up shop on the 25-yard line after that pass interference? That would be great. But there was the matchup again, and they want to work on 16. They can. Mountain View looking for help to the near side. They run right up the middle. This is Garner with a little stutter step, and now they're going to finally bottle him up that time. Those are the challenges that Garner will give you. Ramirez can hit the hole a certain way. Deontay Elliott is extremely difficult to tackle, and that's one thing that Jarquell Garner doesn't possess, that athleticism that those counterparts do. He's still very athletic and talented, but just the shiftiness is not there for Jarquell.
Yeah, not quite as shifty as those other two guys, but I'll tell you what, he can pound the rock, and he's able to deliver a blow and get those yards after contact.
36 minutes in the book from Jesse Parker Field from Mountain View High School. Our score, Mountain Lions 28, Toros 21, 4th and final quarter coming up right after this.
sponsor of your Phoenix Suns and Arizona Coyotes.
Parker & Sons.
A partner with your Arizona Diamondbacks and contributor to the D-backs Give Back Foundation.
Parker & Sons.
A proud sponsor, donator, and volunteer for Arizona's Special Olympics.
Parker & Sons.
Parker is one of the most community-driven companies in Phoenix. A local family-operated company with award-winning installations and service for all your AC, plumbing, electrical, or water softener needs. Call 602-2-REPAIR. That's 602, the number 2, REPAIR for Parker & Sons.
3rd and 7 for the 20. First play of the fourth quarter is to give to Georgie Ramirez right up the near hash, still on his feet, out across the 40, inside Toro territory, and he's going to take down 2 tacklers as he stopped on the 30-yard line. That was a powerful run by Georgie Ramirez, just gliding in there and then finishing the run, delivering a blow.
Yeah, Georgie Ramirez has not only speed but deceptive power as well, and he knows how to run behind his pads, and he very rarely takes a big shot from a defender.
So Saucedo banged up on the play.
That's not good.
It looks like cramping for Saucedo.
Let's hope so.
And on that same play, he was gimping just a little bit, but Georgie Ramirez with about a 13-yard run right there. And that's an impressive run with speed and power that you will see.
Yeah, George Ramirez, a nice job on that one. And once again, I can't say enough about this offensive line for Red Mountain. Doing a great job not only in the run game when they decide to pound the rock, as they did most of that last drive, but excellent pass protection as well tonight for Darren Smith.
So Saucy will walk off the field under his own power, but with a little assistance. And so now you have to figure that Ben Bray will go back to the center position, and who knows what they'll do on that offensive line, but Coach Diedrich has done a great job of plugging and filling in different combinations, and it looks like the center is going to be Ben Bray, number 64. So Ben Bray will be the center, and Parks will be the left tackle, so we'll get you the rest of the guys. Jacob Griffin now your right tackle. Foster remains in at right guard. This is Ramirez, the deep back. Under center, it's Darren Smith. Wants to roll out. Play fake. Looking for Molina in the corner, and the ball is caught, and he's going to be belted on the 2-yard line. Another penalty marker comes in. Molina did not like the shot that he took from number 16, and that is Tregan Herlov. So Herlov is really in the thick of things defensively. Perhaps they're picking on him, but Molina, a great catch as he was falling out of bounds.
An outstanding catch that time from Zemo, able to elevate, go up and get that one in traffic, and took a shot as well there from the defender, and it looks like the defender is going to draw the flag as well on that one, but a win-win for Red Mountain.
Darren Smith to Zach Molina for 28 yards. That'll set up a 1st and goal to go for the Mountain Lions, and this is a golden position for Red Mountain to really put themselves in the top spot here and hold off this really stubborn, pesky Mountain View Toro football team.
Yeah, they got 1 yard to maybe put this one in command. I wouldn't say leading by 14 here would be a great thing for Red Mountain.
Well, this has been a track meet thus far here, 28-21 ball game. This is Ramirez, the deep back. They turn, they give it to, no, this is Jarquell Garner, and Garner's going to bust into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the night. Jarquell Garner with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. This one a 2-yard plunge up the middle, and he was not going to be denied, just blowing people up, using those shoulder pads and breaking some tackles and just plunging into the end zone.
Yeah, we mentioned the power from Jarquell Garner a few minutes ago, and he showed it on that play right there, but I got to give credit to number 58, Carson Foster, coming in, not only playing very well on the line tonight, but an outstanding seal block there on the edge to spring Garner for that touchdown.
So here comes Connor Gardner. Good snap, a great hold by Strill, and Connor Gardner just splits the uprights. 11 minutes straight up to go in this 4th and final quarter. Our score, Red Mountain 35, and the Toros from Mountain View 21. You look at the all-time history here between these two clubs. They played a lot of times through a lot of years, and Red Mountain trails the all-time series 20-8. If you can believe that, after last year's win, they would pick up their 9th win in the all-time series tonight if they can hold on and win. But that's a big if, because Brandon Nunez has found his money man, Cash Clark, and they've been hot tonight.
They have indeed, and they made a mark in this second half of this football game. We'll see what they can do here as they get the football back after the kickoff from Red Mountain. Down right now by 13, 34-21, 11 minutes remaining here in the contest. And the drum line is over here on the near sideline trying to get this crowd fired up.
And I must say, you talk about the drum line, the best band we've seen in high school thus far
Indeed.
is the Mountain View Toro Marching Band, and that is a real treat. My dad was a big fan of the marching bands. He played the trumpet growing up, and when we go to Sun Devil Stadium for many, many years, my dad got there early. We did the tailgate thing, but he always wanted to see the pregame and see the band. Wasn't my thing, but the beauty of it, living life, spending that time with your dad at the stadium, I learned to appreciate the band, and now I have an affinity for the band, and that's why I always say one band, one sound whenever I see any band members. And that's, of course, from the movie you talk about, Drumline.
Yeah,
one
definitely.
of the great ones. I'm sure as a drummer, a percussionist, JP, you got to like that one, huh?
Yeah, definitely. This band has really got the crowd going. They do an excellent job. A very tight halftime show as well.
There goes Jeremiah Holland, and Holland out to the 50-yard line. Holland with some very sleek hesitation as he took that ball on the goal line, and like sly like a fox did Jeremiah Holland just skirt right through there, and then he started to open things up with those long strides of his and took it all the way out to the 50-yard line, and that's the second time tonight that Holland's had a 50-plus yard return. The special teams has to gear up here.
Yeah, those blonde locks were flowing on that one. He had some wind going through his hair that time as Holland was running down the near sideline here for Mountain View. And they're in good field position here at the 50.
It seems like Head and Shoulders is paying everybody with those long locks these days. So, JP, I suggest grow it out, my friend. Grow it out, buddy.
No kidding, right?
All right, Nunez trailing by 2 touchdowns now. Back to work. First time all evening that the Toros are in trouble. On a zone read, Nunez squirts to the outside and tracking him down and tackling him with a big-time tackle there, I believe, was Francis Comey. It could have been Trey Smith, and my broadcast partner points out it was 87. Quick tempo there for Nunez. And this is a good play by the officials. They snap the ball so fast that you literally can't look at your roster and look back before they're snapping the football again. So Trey Smith on the previous play gets the tackle on Brandon Nunez as the noise has picked up immensely here. This has turned into a boisterous situation here from Mountain View High School.
Yes, it has. This Mountain View Toros crowd trying to get their team back into this football game. They trail the Mountain Lions of Red Mountain by 14 here, 14, down 35-21.
Nunez to the air, far sideline again. The ball's off the fingertips of his wideout. Going for number 8, Wyatt Hayes. And providing the coverage on the far side, looked like it was the it factor, Isaac Thompson.
Isaac Thompson in coverage that time for Red Mountain. And number 8 for the Mountain View Toros, Wyatt Hayes, pleading his case on the far side with the referees, but to no avail as 3rd and long upcoming here for Mountain View.
The student body here for the Toros starting to feel it just a little bit. The intensity is picked up from the fan base. Nunez back to throw. Long pass. Near side, making the catch and busting into the secondary is number 5, and that's John Crum, the tailback, lined up all by himself on the near side, made that catch at the boundary, and then darted towards the center of the field and picked up positive yardage there, but he's going to be short of the first down.
Yeah, a little bit short there for Mountain View. Alexander Randall coming off the edge that time for Red Mountain's defense, unabated to the quarterback. Forced a quick pass to the outside there, but well played by Mountain View's offense, and they picked up a good amount of yardage, but a bit short there is going to bring up 4th down after this timeout.
So Mike Fell will elect to take his final timeout here of the
dudes are upside down, man.
He's playing the drums upside down. All 3 of them are. I must say that's a first for me, JP.
I'm going to have to roll tape on that. That's outstanding. I've played the drums since I was 8 years old, and I've never seen that before, except for Tommy Lee, Motley Crue, 87. in the cage, spinning upside down, Reunion Arena, Dallas, Texas. That was a great show.
Motley Crue.
September 26, 1987. Look at these guys, man.
Vince Neil. I'm a big fan of the drum line.
Wow, that was impressive.
Always been a big fan of the percussionists. There's nothing sweeter than this. Here we go, 4th and 4, and now before they can snap it, the referee comes back on. It's always about this. That's a tribute to Troy. Of course, the campus of Southern Cal, just a couple of miles from Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles. Here we are in Mesa, Arizona. And wow, what a crowd tonight. It's really picked up here.
It has.
And you talk about the school spirit. It has surfaced here in the second half, James. We didn't think we were seeing this here in the first half, but here it is. And the student body, too, for Red Mountain, making some noise on the far side.
They are indeed. Kind of wish we were over there with them a little bit, getting a little bit of their energy, but this Mountain View crowd on this side is into this one. They were a little bit out of the game in the first half, but they have picked it up here in the second half.
So all this upcoming is a 4th and 4 from the Mountain line, 44-yard line. Red Mountain showing blitz. Here they come. Nunez, a 7-step drop. He throws. The ball is going to be in and out of the breadbasket of the defender. Incomplete pass. That was Evan Alta back in the game, so that's a good sign as some players are starting to return here. And for the Toros, their wide receiver, their flanker, is just now coming to his knees, and we'll wait and see who that is.
That's number 10, Cash Clark.
And that might be their money man. And it is indeed Cash Clark, their leading receiver on this football team, and he's been paying bills all night.
That one nearly intercepted there by Evan Alta. A ball barely hit the ground.
And if we could see that on our Hertz rental car replay, somebody got a hand on that play by Nunez up the middle. Someone coming from the outside, so I would suspect that it was Jacob Griffin getting a hand on that. He just slowed it down and got a part of the shoulder there. So this is the D-train to Garner with a big hole, and Jarquell Garner with that second effort as he stands on his feet, stumbling to the ground with a great sense of balance, lunges forward for another big gain, give him 6 yards.
Once again, those Red Mountain running backs, all about the balance and leverage, able to keep that ball upright, keep themselves upright, and pick up those extra critical yardage, especially in a game like this.
If you're a defensive coach or a D coordinator, you just chomping at the bit as the fact that first contact, you have a chance to take them down, and the Mountain Lion tailbacks have just been sensational with that second effort. This is Jarquell Garner again, and this time they stack him up in the middle of the field. Nowhere to go this time. Absolutely no real estate. But somehow or another, the official will give him a half a yard there. Mildor again with the tackle. They're calling him, I believe, Mikey. Did you hear Mikey or Mickey? I did not hear that.
Mikey, I think, is what I'm hearing from the PA announcer.
I'll call him Mr. Mildor after that play. So it'll be a 3rd and 3 for Jarquell Garner and company if they continue to keep on the ground. No Georgie Ramirez on this drive.
M squared, Mikey Mildor.
On a play fake. And they roll it out. Ball's caught in the flat by Alexander Randall. And he breaks the tackle on the 40, to the 30, across the field to the 20-yard line. And he's going to be tackled around the 15-yard line. Rumbling into the red zone is the tight end, Alexander Randall.
How'd you like to try to step up on him coming down the field? He made a move on a defender there about the 20-yard line, put his foot in the ground, came inside, and he almost housed that one for the Mountain Lions.
Unofficially, a gain of 25 yards. Darren Smith to Alexander Randall. The tight end right there, picking him up and putting him down and then cutting across the field. AR, huh?
How about the agility for that big guy? 6'3", 255. He moves. He is nimble.
Calamari's Peebles to the near side. Zach Mullen to the far side. There goes Kelly in motion. The student body right to Jarquell Garner, and he splits with the secondary, and he stays on his feet inside the 5-yard line, and that is the best run of the night for Jarquell Garner. Starting it outside, cutting it inside, and Jarquell Garner taking tacklers with him is going to be stopped around the 5-yard line. And right now the look is you see 2 Mountain View Toros on the ground right now, and Jarquell Garner delivering a lot of abuse in there, and you can see M squared down there in the middle of the field, a little bit breathing some fire down there.
Yeah, we talk about the physicality of this one, and you can see it right there. 2 Toros laying on the turf. Jarquell Garner, what a run that time, able to get skinny there and get through the line of scrimmage. He eluded about 6 tackles on his way towards the end zone, and he got the football down almost the 5-yard line, and it did a lot of damage on the way.
Peyton Eastwood will be helped off the field, and we'll still trying to identify who is on the ground there, and he's on his back holding the cage of his helmet, and he doesn't appear to be ready to get up anytime soon. Looks like he's in some sort of discomfort down in the lower extremity, and he wants to get up, I think, but I don't know if the trainers want him to get up just yet as the official stands over him. So this is number 18. That's Steve Smith, their DB. Looks like everybody on the Toros team is 6 foot and above.
Yeah, they got some tall guys down there.
When you look at the East Valley region, we've seen Dobson and they're depleted, and we haven't seen Westwood yet. We haven't seen Mesa yet. We'll see them next week. But this Toro club has a few parts here. They have some components, and I think Nunez is going to graduate this year. But this is a team that's playing without arguably their best offensive player, Jacoby Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie is no longer even in the program. He's not even enrolled at Mountain View. And at some point, as a junior, he was one of the top receivers in the country, according to some publications. So this is a very interesting squad here for Mike Fell.
Yeah, Dinwiddie had a couple of huge games last season, one of those against Red Mountain.
Too tight for Garner, and he's belted in the backfield, stays on his feet. And once again, M squared up there, making it happen, shooting the gap. Mildor again, 5'11", 218. He's a football player.
He is, and he made a stop on that one, but Jarquell Garner squirted loose and picked up a couple more yards there. But Mildor with a little Ray Lewis dance after that almost tackle there for him.
Little tip of the cap to offensive coordinators Tabor Lamar and Chris Andrianis for the game plan tonight. They have executed some offense here, and of course Kyle Anders' defense, they're doing their thing. 21 points. I've been impressed with the Toro offense here at certain times tonight.
Most definitely, yeah. They've had some nice, long, sustained drives. They started that one at the 3, marched it all the way down the football field and wore out some of that Red Mountain defense. But Red Mountain in command here.
This is George Ramirez. Starts, stops, changes direction, goes up the middle of the field, and angles towards the 5-yard line. And that is the most exciting 5-yard run you'll ever see from George Ramirez. Another penalty comes in.
Yeah, we got a little pushing and shoving in there. Charlie Hola in the middle. He took issue with something that happened there in the pile. And
taking issues down there
he did.
Are both squads here. Looks like Mildor would like to fight anybody and everybody down there, to be honest with you.
I think he's ready to knuckle up on anybody. And you wait till if Red Mountain punches this one in, it'll get even worse.
We thought the handshake last week against Skyline was going to be interesting. With this kid Mildor out there, he's ready to throw hands.
There was a lot of interesting things last week against Skyline, but we'll talk about that more a little bit later.
I'll tell you what, I don't know when you want to talk about that, but there were some shots taken by the Coyotes last week and some plays. I had some video sent to me with some highlighted head hunting going on, and that was bogus. I got to say, that was bogus.
I agree. There was a lot of bogus things about that football game last week and about the post game as well.
Most importantly, though, Red Mountain got the dub on the field. 35-21, they have the lead here. High snap for Smith, has all kinds of time. Steps up, throws, and delivers a strike over the middle of the field. The ball is caught for a touchdown. Let's see who it is. Making the reception for his first varsity touchdown of his young career is number 14, Jared Wilson. How about it, young man? Have a night, kid. Peter Pop's touchdown.
Excellent job there. Jared Wilson able to get across the goal line, turn around and come back for that football, hauled it in there for his first varsity touchdown. Congratulations, young man. That was a great play.
What a throw by Darren Smith, and I really appreciate and respect the adjustment on the football by Jared Wilson as he was losing his footing and slid to the ground and hauled that one in. A great catch by Jared Wilson. That's one to tell some friends about down the road for his first varsity touchdown against the Toros in the Battle of Brown Road. That's quite a story to tell, JP.
Very sure. Yes, a great ball there as well by Darren Smith. Excellent pass protection up front. And you mentioned the adjustment on that one. He lost his footing, but was able to come back and gather himself and pull that one in for the touchdown.
So tomorrow night, what do you got going on, man?
Tomorrow night, we're going to be together out in Surprise, Arizona.
Together, yes, but
together,
not really.
But not together. We'll be on opposite sides of the fence or opposite sides of the wall tomorrow night.
So talking to Ed Cole earlier today, it's like, okay, well, our comrade and my broadcast partner is going to be working on one end of the press box. They're going to have the video of it. So we thought, well, listen, as much as we like JP and Mr. Delicio, the idea is, hey, turn it down.
I knew this was coming.
And listen to Ed and I. Watch the feed by the Spirit, but we encourage you to listen to the ACU broadcast network for tomorrow night. Ottawa and ACU for the rivalry game and the Sooner Athletic Conference. And this one's pooched up in the air. And, boy, I don't know what they're instructing Connor Gardner to do, but he has yet to kick an onside kick yet this year. But I think he's the guy because whatever kick they ask him to do, wherever they have him spot the ball, he's able to put it up in the air. I'd like to see him with his extracurricular onside kick game.
Yeah, he's a great kicker. Not only does he have that big leg, able to swing it through and drive it deep when necessary, but he's also got the touch when needed as well to put the football exactly where they want it. And, yeah, I agree with you. They should go to the offsides a little more often. Maybe not tonight. But
you won't talk too much tonight. You'll have some things to say tomorrow night then, right?
Yes.
All right. Nunez to the air again, going back towards Cash Clark. The ball is caught. The ball is fumbled, and they're going to say the Mountain Lions have the football. Or they're going to say it's an incomplete pass. Evan Alta recovered the fumble.
Mountain Lions ball.
All about perspective, JP.
It is.
When we're this close to the coaches, we get a little taste of the fire and the competitors that these coaches are, one-time players. And when you're a football coach, you're always coaching football. On the previous play, Jared Wilson makes that spectacular catch, but I don't know if that was the read or the progression because they thought there was another guy that could have possibly received the football. But, hey, that's a 6-point play. Here's Garrett Strail, his first play of the night. Outside to Rivera. Rivera throws that shoulder into play, and he just lowers the boom on any kind of defensive back out there. Ramses Rivera with a tough physical run right here.
Yeah, nice job there. Ramses Rivera, number 80, Harrison Evans, 6'1", 172, tried to step up on him, but Ramses Rivera lowered his shoulder and dropped the hammer on him.
So Garrett Strail taking over with a 42-21 lead. This is the first action of the night for the captain of this football team, Garrett Strail. Trips to the far side. 5 wide receivers, empty set, and the Toros are going to be offsides. But coming in a hurry up the middle, unabated, was number 45, Brett Klaus. Klaus, 5'7", 190. He needs to start hanging out with those wide receivers and defensive backs who are all 6 foot and above.
Yeah, no kidding. A little bit of miscommunication up front there. A new quarterback in, Garrett Strail, you mentioned for Red Mountain. A bit of timing issue there up front on that snap and resulted in a false start for Red Mountain, so that'll back them up 5.
Clock stopped at 6:07, fourth quarter from Mountain View High School. Battle of Brown Road, same package, empty set, Strail, pass, going for Wilson again, and that ball is incomplete. What a pretty pass by Strail. He throws a pretty ball. That one, too, had a little mustard on it, didn't it?
Yeah, Garrett Strail has a beautiful football. He's able to set his feet, deliver it, has a lot of velocity on the football when he throws it, and that was a dart.
They have run that slant more times than not this season, but the last couple of games we haven't seen that in action, or at least you haven't seen it where they've completed the pass.
True.
Empty set again for Strail. Here come the Toros. Outside pass, complete. Rivera makes a move, and he's going to be up and around the 38-yard line. One thing I like what they're doing with Rivera is he's getting balls on the outside that he can catch and make plays with, because this team is talented with what they do after the catch. We've talked about it time in and time out, but they're very dangerous with the football in their hands.
Yeah, Red Mountain loves to get guys out in space where they can utilize their speed and use the great blocking that they also have from some of these other wide receivers as well, stock blocking down the field and paving the way for the receiver.
So here comes Connor Gardner trying to send one inside the 20-yard line for the third time tonight.
And I bet he does, too.
A great snap, and he left foots this one, high end over end, and Holland makes the fair catch at the 14-yard line, and that is indeed the third punt inside the 20-yard line tonight. The weapon, Connor Gardner.
Well, if you're Mountain View here, down 21, you can't go to the ground game. You got to start taking some shots as the clock is not your friend. 5:12 remaining here in this one. So look for them to go up top and try to throw it down the field.
42-21. The Mountain Lions playing this second half without their stud tailback Deontay Elliott. No Carter Wheat. No Shaq Daniels. The Mountain Lions are banged up.
No Deontay Elliott.
Nunez takes that shotgun snap, wants to throw, throws on the run. The ball is in and out of the hands of the impressive target, Ethan Davidson. Penalty marker on the field in the area of holding, and they're going to move it back a half a yard, and I do believe this is going to be another holding call against the Mountain View Toros. And what do you credit that to? Pressure from the defense or getting tired here?
That's exactly what you credit that to, is pressure from the defense. They know you're going to get beat, so you got two choices. You either let your quarterback take one in the chops or you take the holding penalty. And how about Georgia Ramirez out here defending that pass on the near side of the football field? That kid is amazing.
I'm going to go on a limb and say 22 can play this game. He might be able to stick just a little bit. So to take a line from you, JP, Red Mountain can pin their ears back here just a little bit and go after the quarterback. Empty set for Nunez from his own end zone over the middle of the field. It's caught by Davidson on a crossing route, and he's going to be held up and grabbed and tackled on the 5-yard line. Isaac Thompson starting to get into double digits with the tackles tonight, and the way he's going, he's going to be close to 60 when it's all said and done. Isaac Thompson.
Outstanding job on the outside there. Isaac Thompson corralling Ethan Davidson. He held on for dear life and was not going to let go. Took Davidson to the ground. Tackle for a loss there. Nice job for the Red Mountain defense.
Yeah, 5'7", 170 on 6'4", 205. Advantage Ethan Davidson, but not that play. Not that time. That was the it factor. Isaac Thompson making it happen. Give him a TFL, in fact. So it's 2nd and 14 from their own 7-yard line. Last time we saw Mountain View inside their own 5, they went 97 yards and housed one. But like you mentioned, they're going to start taking some chances here, trailing 42-21. The significance of tonight's game, the winner will be 3-0 in the East Valley region, and they will be in the driver's seat, to say the least, with a couple of games to play. Can you believe this? What are we, week 8? My goodness.
I can't believe
this
it, Kev.
season has just cruised by. 2nd and 14. Nunez from his own end zone throws, and the ball's caught by Davidson at the 15-yard line, and he's dropped immediately. Anthony Giraldi was there, but I think getting low to make the tackle was Georgie Ramirez.
How about it? Double deuces there once again. I tell you what, not only Georgie Ramirez, but Isaac Thompson, he's always around the football as well.
He is ferocious. He really is. Last year he had the dagger interception. Isaac Thompson showing blitz on this play. Backs out. Nunez takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. Steps up, throws. Again, it's caught right over the middle of the field at the 30-yard line. It's George Ramirez again with a one-on-one tackle, taking down Wyatt Hayes. What's so impressive about George Ramirez is just his fundamentals. He is so sound on the wrap-up. So that'll move the chains for the Toros. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Back to throw. Again, stepping up. Hit as he lets it go. And the ball is too tall and too long for the streaking number 10, Cash Clark. That time he threw into double coverage. Evan Alta back there deep, along with guess who?
And how about the bull rush that time from Francis Kumi? He put that offensive lineman in the lap of quarterback Brandon Nunez, and that forced the quick, errant pass too deep for the Toros.
Can you imagine 80 with no sacks registered. Perhaps one tonight, but wow, 2nd and 10. Nunez to the air again. Wide receiver screen, and making the catch and trying to slip through that secondary was Deshaun Jackson. And Deshaun Jackson at 5'8", 160, he got corralled in a hurry.
Yes, he did. Number 90, Alexander Randall, running down the line of scrimmage and making the play there for the Red Mountain defense.
What I've been impressed with also is the secondary here tonight and the corners that have come in and played yeoman's type work with Tanner Goodchild and Jesus Vasquez. With no Shaq Daniel, we haven't seen him since the 2nd quarter. So Nunez with a long count. Back to throw, looking for Clark on the wide receiver screen. The pass is too far out in front of him. And at this stage of the game, after taking shots all night long, you could see that maybe Clark just didn't have enough life to get to that pass. In the first quarter, not only does he make that catch, but he turns it into a big play.
Yeah, fatigue was definitely a factor on that one. And I'll tell you who else was a factor. It was number 22. He was waiting to ball hawk right there and make the stop for George Ramirez. I'm going to give George Ramirez a pseudo tackle on that, even though it wasn't reception, Kevin, because he would have made it.
I don't disagree at all. Nunez, empty set, back up though, has a lot of time this time. Steps up, now he's flushed out of the pocket, and Kumi had a chance. Throwing on the run for Davidson. He doesn't make the catch, and he's shoved out of bounds to boot.
Dangerous play there on the far sideline for Mountain View. Threw into maybe triple coverage that time. And that's how you get a guy hurt there. You don't want to do that.
And what was significant about that play was a 4th down toss, incomplete. That means that the turnover on downs, and the Mountain Lions are going to get the rock back with 2:37 to go in a 42-21 lead. Special thank you to the stunt team tonight, Jeremy Knutson and his staff, our technical producer, J.K., bringing you the pictures and the cinematography here tonight from Mountain View High School in the Battle of Brown Road. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Fuby. It's been a good one. Had a lot of fun here this evening.
Yeah, it's been a fun ball game for sure. We were tied up at the half, and it was back and forth for much of the ball game, but Red Mountain able to pull away here in the 4th and exert their will on these Toros.
So there goes Kelly in motion. This is Strell running towards Butler. Butler has the pick, and he'll run right with all kinds of running room on that student body right. He'll have about a 12-yard run, and this one more than likely will be coming back because of the penalty marker in the middle of the field.
Yeah, penalty marker unfortunate, but a nice tote there for 34 Jared Butler. He's a 5'8", 160-pound sophomore out of the backfield for Red Mountain. A nice tote there for him.
Some of the fellas before the pregame got a little too close for comfort in the press box here before the game, so going to keep an eye out on that stuff. Great group, though. Great group of talented people here.
Always doing a great job for us, home and away.
Last year, Red Mountain won the East Valley region, and with that, head coach Mike Peterson was the East Valley region coach of the year. He, too, in the driver's seat, and it's just his 2nd season. This is Butler again, following his blockers, and after the long penalty yardage was marked off, Red Mountain will just grind in a run on the near hash marks, and it was Butler once again.
Yeah, nice carry there again for Butler, and the offensive line doing a good job here late in the 4th quarter, moving the pile still for Red Mountain and giving some room to run for Jared Butler.
Coach Barge has packed them up. The coaches have started to put their gear away, and the stunt team's up here looking to escape this one.
It's all over but the shouting.
So I can tell you this, JP, with the fact that these guys are here hawking right now, that there's probably not going to be a lengthy post-game show for this one.
A very short post-game indeed.
Typically, we'd take callers for the next 35, 40 minutes and talk about this one, but we won't do that tonight.
We could do that one night if you want.
It would be fun, huh?
Sure.
Start taking calls. That would be actually a blast. The funny thing is, would anybody call?
We'll find out.
We'll do that. And I do like their public address announcer here. Does a fine job. It's a very eloquent voice. It's a distinct voice.
Very clear.
60 seconds to go on this one. Red Mountain's going to win it. They will improve to 6-2. They'll be 3-0 in the East Valley region. And they'll set up with a big ball game next week, taking on I believe it's the Jackrabbits. It could be Westview, but
it's actually 2 weeks because we're off next week.
That's what it is. I'm one game at a time here. What will we do on an off week, JP? Go scout probably, huh?
You're probably going to a concert or something.
I'm not going to a concert on a Friday night. No, I don't think so. I've been a concert goer here.
You have.
Of late.
Keith Urban last night. Who'd you go see last week or week before last?
Yeah, it was a different show.
Katy Perry?
It was a band called Weezer.
Weezer?
No, it wasn't Weezer.
Come on.
It was the Tubes.
KDB.
It was the Tubes.
Tubes.
I've always been a big fan of White Punks on Dope album. All right. They're going to count them down here from Mountain View High School from Jesse Parker Field. Red Mountain's going to win it 42-21. Congratulations to head coach Mike Peterson. His team is now 6-2. They are 3-0 in the East Valley region. They're in the penthouse all by themselves because Mountain View drops to 2-1 in the region. The Toros are now 3-5 overall under head coach Mike Fell. And the all-time rivalry between Red Mountain and Mountain View is still 20-10, I believe it is.
20-10. They've cut it in half now. And you look at the rest of the schedule here going forward for Red Mountain. 2 weeks from tonight, we'll be back home hosting the Mesa Jackrabbits, as you mentioned, and then we'll finish up the regular season on the road at Westwood. So 2 definitely winnable games for the Mountain Lions, and that would put them in the driver's seat for the playoffs in the East Valley region.
So many things to be thankful for here in this one, and a great victory for this Red Mountain football team, taking care of business, beating their crosstowners again, and they did it through adversity tonight. Several players went down with injury, none more important than Deontay Elliott, already playing shorthanded without number 99, Carter Wheat. And then you lose Shaq Daniels. Evan Almta was out for a majority of this football game. Shaq Daniels, this club is besieged by injuries tonight, but they prevail, and they dig down deep and get a big win on the road.
They did. A lot of young guys came in and made an impact in tonight's football game. They played very well. They had to shift around a bunch of stuff on the line as well as in the back end with coverage, but they did a great job in those adjustments and played really well for Red Mountain here tonight.
I see Deontay Elliott on the field with no shoulder pads and no helmet, walking just a little bit gingerly there with Devin Bracey, the transfer out of Ohio, and we'll keep an eye on that. But Red Mountain, with their tradition, over to the pep band on the far side of the field, and bringing this one in, a big-time victory here. When you beat the Toros, you've done something on a Friday night.
Definitely, and it's a battle of Brown Road. You always want to get out of here with the win. And if you're Red Mountain, you couldn't be happier about the timing for the bye week coming up, trying to get some of those guys healthy.
Great point.
And maybe 2 weeks from now, we'll get Deontay Elliott back, hopefully get him cleared from any concussion protocol that he might be in now. And we'll just have to see and keep our eye on him as the weeks go.
Yeah, that is significant. With that bye week for the Mountain Lions, it comes at the best time of the season. No doubt about that. Perhaps in just a couple of weeks you can get some of those guys back. And even Costin Cooley was out for a while. Francisco Salcedo, I'm not sure he came back in the ball game. So a big victory for the Mountain Lions, and they did it with guys being on the shelf. They did it shorthanded. So our final score from Jesse Parker Field, 42-21 for our entire broadcast team. I'm Kevin Derryberry for James Poovey. Have a great rest of the weekend. The Mountain Lions in the winner's circle tonight. They are now 6-2, and they're unbeaten in the penthouse in the East Valley region. Good night from Jesse Parker Field.